All right, we are back, and it is officially past my bedtime because I'm apparently an adult and I get tired early now. So, everything from here on out will be a caffeine-addled version of what I think is actually supposed to be happening. Welcome back. We're in session 6 out of 8. Well, technically 9 if you include Cards Against Humanity. And we just had a rousing game of Foss, and we're going to go back to some Pathfinder for a session before switching it up again. So why don't we just hop right into it with character introductions? We're starting with Groff, the orc.
All right, so obviously, as Max said, Groff is an orc, but he's incredibly stupid, so he doesn't have a whole lot of personality. Like, his intelligence is literally 5. So he just likes to hit things and be nice to people. He's a chaotic good orc.
All
Don't
right.
ask me how that happened. I really don't know. I didn't spend a whole lot of time writing a background for a one-shot
Don't-
character.
Rylan, you're up, buddy.
Rylan is a subdued individual. He loves nature, obviously, long walks in the park, and bunnies.
All right, and Osani.
Who is not actually Osani.
Oh, I'll change her name. Jeez,
Yeah.
it's so ridiculous.
Her name is actually Beatrix Errol, and she does not look like that at all.
Oh, who cares?
But anyways, she is a kind of smug, elderly wizard who, looks like the nice older grandmother type. Yeah. And she's a professor at the wizard school and has actually perfected black holes to the point where she can travel through them and create them.
Ooh.
Kind of on command. Yeah. Kind of cool.
Okay, and next.
I'm Fnordson, and he's a half orc. He's actually relatively intelligent. He's kind of a combination of brains and brawn. He's a bard, and he carries a fat lute that he plays. But he actually, as you'll find out, I'm more of a comedian. He specializes in his performance, his comedy, and I'm going to make a lot of bad puns tonight.
Oh, God.
Lyra's
Oh,
gonna.
I can't wait.
Oh, God.
Lyra hates puns. That's gonna be amazing.
I love bad
Funny.
puns. What's the best thing ever?
So, and then finally we have.
Oh, I thought you were going to say my name. Say my name.
What? It's
I am Korik Bluebottle. I'm a mild-mannered halfling. I don't really like to get into trouble that much, and I don't really like people to pay that much attention to me. I tend to stick in the back. I don't draw too much attention to myself. But in a fight, I've been known to be useful, time to time. And I procure
Okay.
things.
Like every other
Right.
rogue in
well,
existence.
with that, I think I have given you each control of your tokens, so that's okay. On a copy, and so we're gonna just leave it on this page for a little bit. Actually, no, we're gonna scoot over to the world map so I can do some pinging. So, back to the world map. Zoom 10%, please.
Yeah, I love zooming.
Do some picking. Everything I say from here on in is 100% improvised because I didn't like the session that I prepared for you guys. So,
Oh boy!
I want you guys to pick where you guys are currently staying right now, out of Kelbridge and Aminara or one of the surrounding cities there. Not New Bastion. That's the only one that.
I believe
Graval?
Graval is Tiny Town. I want to be in Tiny
It
Town.
is Tiny Town, yes. Graval,
I can't
northeast of Aminara City, is the town of gnomes and halflings. It is also known colloquially as Tiny Town.
That's good stuff.
Are we
I'd totally
supposed?
stick out there, wouldn't I?
Yes. Are we supposed to be friends who've already met?
Not necessarily. You can come up with some backstories about how you guys met if you like.
I have nothing in particular in mind.
Yeah.
The
And they're
way
like,
that
where would my orc be? I don't know anything about this world, so
Well, how about we just do this then? The group of you were actually everyone except for Korik and Beatrix were actually based in Aminara City. The bard Norton was doing a lot of performing there. He had just finished a stand-up comedy act, and during the stand-up comedy act, there was quite a commotion in the crowd. as several people chase this little halfling out into the street. And they chase him down the street, and a few other people follow, including the group of you. And he runs into a wizard or sorceress along the street, and kind of yells for, you gotta hide me quick, help me. And the crowd's chasing, and she grabs his hand, and they blink away into the distance. And the three of you were actually the rest of you were actually hired by several people who he had taken items from to basically go after and find him. And when you finally run into him in Graval in Tiny Town, where he thought he'd blend in, he gladly gives things up in trade for you guys not bashing his head in, and becomes interested in your party. And the two of them decide that they're going to join together with you. And because you seem like an honest lot, you weren't trying to harm him. Korik's just glad you didn't kill him. He's like, you know what? These guys didn't kill me the first time I stole something from them, so I'm not going to actually steal from them anywhere. I'm going to use them to my advantage here.
It probably helps that Groff could probably like crush him with one hand.
Exactly. That's what he's happy that didn't happen. It's the first person to not do that to him right off the bat. He's quite happy about that. So the group of you travel back to Amanara, and while you're there, you get word through the various grapevines and rumors of the city. You hear a lot about New Bastion. For those that didn't pay attention or didn't hear the other earlier ones, New Bastion is actually a new city in the area that actually it was a mass exodus from Bastion, because the Trackless Waste began to take over the city, and a man named Algrim Giantsbane led a exodus out of Bastion to settle in New Bastion. And during the current time period, you guys are actually experiencing the beginnings of New Bastion as they set up this new city outside of Amanara. And two of the biggest cultural shocks are, one, none of the people in New Bastion are of any of the normal races. They're all exotic races. You have Tengu, you have Wayangs, you have Samsarans, you have Vishkanya, Gripply, all kinds.
Probably where my orc came from.
Honestly, you might have been from that area, although you may have just been. I mean, orcs existed in the area before this.
Yeah,
it's just not one of the usual races. But you've been accepted into society. So one of the other biggest cultural shocks of New Bastion is that in Bastion, slavery was 100% legal. And the biggest issue they're overcoming in New Bastion right now is that slavery isn't legal in the rest of the civilized world, and they have to abolish it in order to become a town outside of Amanara. And you hear through the grapevine in Amanara City that there is basically a separatist splinter group of New Bastion that is attempting to settle elsewhere, but you're not sure where. And word on the street is there is a large amount of coin in it for anyone who can basically lay the smackdown in this, as the hammers of the law that are located in New Bastion to lay down justice, led by Algrim, do not currently have the resources, the manpower yet to venture outside the city and deal with outside problems. And you imagine that both Anara's queen, Elizabeth, and the appointed ruler of New Bastion, Nara, would be willing to pay a hefty sum to bring this splinter group down.
Okay, so Groff is perfectly willing to do this because he's a good orc and he does not like slavery.
Exactly.
He's like, I will smash them and free all those people.
So you don't know exactly where this is. You don't know where the splinter group's located right now. You've only heard rumors of it right now, and you've heard rumors of possible rewards for whatever it is. So it is up to you guys to figure out what to do, if you want to do this or not. If not, I will sigh deeply and scrounge my head for a quick another quest for you. I'm totally okay with whatever.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too. I'm not into slaves.
All right.
Exactly.
Yeah, someone who DMs occasionally, I know what it's like when someone won't take your plot hooks.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. You really don't.
You try DMing Carrion Crown with someone who won't take your plot
I
hooks.
have no idea.
Shut up, Den. I, as a DM in campaigns, have never once had a session that went as I planned.
I don't think
Let's fix that.
anybody
Let's
has.
It's not an exaggeration. It includes a time where I asked the session beforehand at the end. I said, there's about 5 different things you can do right now. That's pretty much it. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and vote on which one you guys want to do next session, and I'll prepare it. They voted. Unanimously choosing, say, number 3. I prepared for number 3. Next session, they didn't want to do number 3 anymore. They wanted to do 5.
And then they ended
got
up
my-
saying, no, screw that.
And then they ended up saying, no, screw that, and that's what led to the exodus of New Bastion.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's for the best.
Nice.
I want to play in your world now.
You
I can make a permanent mark on
sometime.
it.
It is
Cool.
something.
It's
By
an
the way,
interest-
any changes that happen during this event to Phoenicia, this city, this world, will remain permanent in any campaigns I play. This is kind of an evolving world through any campaigns
We've
I play.
actually
I'll play more
currently
with your
we've
game.
got.
All right, so Groff.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Let's get started. We're a little
let's get
behind.
started. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
It's okay. So go ahead. What's Groff saying?
All right. Groff is just repeating what I said before. He's really happy to go. He's too stupid to think of anywhere to go, but he's plenty happy to go smash slave owners. That's about what he says. Me go smash slave owners, free people.
I think it's a
exactly
horrible
what I said.
practice, and we should go free these slaves.
Absolutely agree with you, Beatrix. Fnordson is going to go back into the bar.
Or in your
and- or some local pub or something where he probably knows some people, and he's gonna kind of ask around, looking for anybody who might have some information on where these New Bastion soldiers are headed.
Why don't you do a knowledge local check for me to gather some rumors about, or gather some more details from these rumors that you're hearing?
Sure, give me just a moment here.
Fine.
Knowledge
Rob?
local.
Is Alex? Can you change your name to your character's name? Do you know how to do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, up at the
It's-
gear at the top right corner, click that. Change your display name to your character's name, and then hit save name.
I really want to put like dash and then my actual name because I feel weird not having it there.
It's fine. You can do that if you want to. It just makes it easier overall if we know
There we go.
who's saying what in terms of characters.
I would also like
There
to
we go.
say that, as you guys all decided on what you wanted to do, your halfling, you'd notice, was just gone. Like, you have no idea where this halfling is. But you've sort of become used to him, like, disappearing and sort of making himself scarce and then being found again when you actually need his help. And he is also off. Just listening in on conversations, trying to get different information, but in a different way.
So why don't you roll a check as well then?
I'm gonna make his perception out of the question here because
It would probably be knowledge local because this is all 100% based on rumors.
well, I sort of figured I was just listening in on other people's conversations, trying to discern things. But okay.
That's diplomacy, isn't it?
No. He's
Like
listening
gather
in. He's not actually talking to them.
Oh,
So this would be perception. So let's see here. Beatrix had a really good knowledge local check.
I'm the grandmother type. People
That's
just
true.
tell me stuff.
So here's what's going on. You guys hear more rumors about it, and one of the biggest rumors you hear is actually that the reason the rumors are spreading so fast and this is such a big problem and so noticeable is that although New Bastion has a kind of almost a contract with the Druids of Feldo Forest to essentially get lumber from them and work with them to not tear down the entire forest to get lumber for the city, this splinter group is ignoring all of this and actually cutting down parts of Feldo Forest that weren't part of the contract to build their little town.
Druids ain't gonna be
And
happy.
you get the sense that that might be a good place to start to ask for more details. But nothing else you come up with or hear in conversations gives you any more information as to exactly the location of the group.
I'm gonna mention offhand that like Groff just tends to stick with someone who won't, who when he's around, people won't immediately attack him.
Yeah.
He's learned enough by now.
Yes.
That's probably a good idea.
Yes.
Well, Fnordson and Groff are, related probably somewhere in the back because Fnord's half orc and Groff's complete orc. So they're
Might be distance related.
depending on how Groff feels about it, they might kind of hit it off.
Yeah, probably.
There's a distinct sort of kinship there.
Yeah, there's common ground for a friendship there. So, yeah, you guys get the sense between, Korik, you also hear some of the similar rumors with Perception, hearing people chat around town. It's quite a big thing because pretty much all news in any city right now is all about this whole new city of people, these exotic races, and everybody's all aflutter about all of this going on. So, continue from there.
Am I allowed to make OOC suggestions, or is that metagaming too much?
No, you can make auto character suggestions to the party. I would consider it basically that you're talking together in character, basically.
Well, no, I mean that Groff isn't smart enough to make these suggestions.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Because I'm thinking like,
Oh, well, you guys can discuss out of character if you want to. I'm not completely opposed to it. I'm not someone who's
I was
going to
thinking-
force you to be in character 24/7.
yeah,
It
I was
just
thinking we
doesn't
could
move.
ask around New Bastion. They probably know more than anyone in Amanara would.
Well, it sounds like
Really true.
there's some activity in the forest, so maybe if there are some forest elves, we could go to the forest and ask
You hear
them.
rumors, when you're
Sounds
talking,
good.
you hear rumors about the druids of Feldo Forest. And
That
they're the
sounds
ones
good.
that the contract is with New Bastion to cut down part of the forest for New Bastion. So you know there's druids in the forest that you could probably talk to, and you know that there's definitely people in New Bastion that would probably know something as well. So you got a few different avenues to go right now.
What you think, Beatrix?
Well, I was just going to say that I think that the druids would probably be a very good avenue. I've spoken with their kind before. You know, it's magical beings. They're very interesting. I do know that they hate any intrusion on their lands, and that they hate all metal and armor. But
Uh-oh. Rylan, look out.
Yeah,
which
Good
makes
thing Groff is
hard
wearing.
negotiations.
that's true.
Actually, Groff is wearing metal too. He's wearing a chain shirt. Oh well.
Yeah, they might not like that.
Yes, you may want to rethink the druids. But you're
Possibly.
going to have deficits in both towns. The druids
Yeah.
are mildly opposed to the metal armor and such. However, you do know also that you guys will be some of the very few normal races in New Bastion as well, and probably looked on as outsiders. So either side, it's kind of a toss-up. There's good sides and bad sides to each place.
I don't know. I feel like New Bastion, like that group, is probably where Groff came from, just because
If you
a
want to,
good orc is kind of
that's-
rare.
If you want that to be your backstory, I'm totally okay with it.
That is definitely what I'm going
Okay,
to do,
go
because
for
that
it.
just sounds right.
By the way, guys, you'll notice Lyra did something right there where she talked about how she knows the druids. I am fully in favor of this as a DM. I am okay with going with the flow. Whatever you guys want to make up, as long as it's not too ridiculous and against the lore that's already currently there, you can make up stuff about what your character's done in the past. I don't care.
Wonderful.
I encourage it. As long as it's not extremely ridiculous and outlandish, and as long as it doesn't conflict with current lore. And I will
So-
tell you if it does.
Okay.
It's not out of the question if I was to chime in this conversation, and as soon
Out
as I
of
did,
no-
everyone.
out of-
What?
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, like
You just-
as soon as I chime in, everyone looks over like, when did you get here? And, I just say, I may have a few contacts in New Bastion, as it would seem. There's more than a few shady individuals in that city, and I like shady individuals.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Aw.
All right, guys.
Groff says, "Tiny man, be useful."
How about this as a plan of action? Let's. We're here in Amanara City. Let's head into New Bastion, talk with Korik and Groff's people, get ourselves our supplies and whatever we need, and then from there, it's pretty much a straight shot to the forest.
I like that idea.
I like that idea.
All right. So I'm going to assume you guys just start traveling over there. It's an uneventful travel. It's honestly only like a couple hours walking across down to up to New Bastion. As you reach that southern entrance, right? It's more of a center entrance, really, right there. You definitely see just the immediate culture shift of this area. And two of you are a little used to it, but the rest of you, it's not really something you've experienced before. And I'm having trouble thinking of a good explanation of how it would go.
It's like if you went to China and everyone started speaking at you in Chinese, and you're just like, and you don't know any of the social customs. You
It's-
don't know
it's like
what to
if
say
you-
because you don't want to offend.
I would actually say
I've
it's
done
like
that.
if you
It's
went
really
to
weird.
China and everyone started speaking Spanish. Is what
And at the same time, you not only have you just gone to China and they started speaking Spanish, but you went to China, they started speaking Spanish, and you were one of the first Americans they've ever seen, or
Yep.
English or English-speaking people they've ever seen. You're
That
just
would be.
it's such a huge culture shift. The actual internal culture seems very similar, although a lot more the baseline of seediness is a lot higher. Like everything about this city just screams underdeveloped and kind of run by criminals kind of thing. There are people in the streets selling trinkets, and it's the most obvious see-through ploys of, oh, this magic amulet will make you never die, and this one will give you great luck all your life, and you'll get thousands of gold, and just the most ridiculous things, but people are buying it.
So, let's see. Is there anyone that's selling souvenirs, like just regular
there's
souvenirs?
Hundreds of people selling all sorts of ridiculous little trinkets.
I don't even mean one that they're marketing for like expensive. I just mean one that's just selling like
There's
souvenirs,
everything
like a hat.
that is being sold here.
So Groff finds someone real quick and buys a hat.
You buy a hat?
He buys a hat. I don't know how much a hat would cost. It's just an ordinary
I'm
hat.
just gonna
He buys
say-
like a wide brimmed hat.
So what kind of hat did you want?
One of those wide brimmed ones.
Wide brim hat. Groff now has a wide brim hat.
And it says,
Awesome.
I heart New Bastion on the side.
It might. He wouldn't know it. I like to think that he can't read.
Yeah, from what Den just said, Den said that there's a gnome named Malvin Spine who is selling underpants he claims will seduce any woman well worn.
I need some of those.
So, yeah, you guys are in the city, and
So-
you are just, the three of you that haven't been here before are just absorbing the culture shock.
When we got to the city, because it's a crowded place and there's a lot of people and there's a lot of staring, and this isn't really my sort of
Yes.
bag to be looked at like this, so I would just mention to the rest of the party, follow me closely, and let's get out of this area. Let's get out of this opening. It's sort of a tourist trap, so to speak. And I would
Groff
lead
has
them
a
off.
solution.
I actually have the perfect anecdote to describe what happens when you walk in. And it
Groff
happened
has-
to me while I was in California. You know what I'm about to say, don't you? There.
Oh, yeah.
Getting
I do.
my hair cut for the first time while in California. I didn't know the area. I found the closest place because I didn't have a car, and I walked there for my haircut. I walked in. It was a house that had been converted to a haircutting salon. Walls had torn down, etc. I was, no joke, out of about 40 people, I was the only white person in that place.
Oh, that would scare me.
If
terrible to
real
say,
life had record scratches, that's what happened. And that's what happens to you guys when you enter that city.
I went to Columbia for a while, so I definitely know that feeling. Being
Yeah,
the tallest person.
That's what
and the
happens
white
when
guy.
you guys enter the city. Eyes are on you at all times.
I have traveled cross country by public transportation. I know this.
Oh
feeling.
God, there's stories about that.
So Groff's solution to Korik feeling out of place, he just picks him up. Like he just reaches down with one hand and picks him up, and then puts him on his shoulder.
I would immediately dodge out of your grasp and just be like,
Aw.
you need to follow me, and be leading you off through the crowd. Making sure you were all staying with me.
It's really funny because Groff actually knows the area, might actually know the area better than you do.
He doesn't know that though. That's okay.
He's
That's
not, it's not so much leading you out of this area, he's leading you to a specific point that he hasn't told you yet, but he said he has contacts in the city, and he meant it.
Groff's dumb.
If there's a space, I'll take the first
I'm attributing all of my mistakes to Groff is stupid. I'm stupid. Groff is stupid.
Fnorson's probably actually been here, probably early in his stand-up career, but he doesn't like performing here because the people here don't like intellectual humor. They don't get puns, and they
Right.
prefer physical humor, which he's not. He's willing to do for the right price, but he doesn't enjoy it as much.
Basically, puns don't translate across the language barrier.
They really don't.
Also,
That's too-
Max,
Yes, sir.
you know exactly where I'm taking these people, where my contact is.
I swear to God, Den. Can we not include him in every session, please?
No. My contact is in Flurry of Hose. John Constantine, my fellow
Where
rogue.
is,
Oh God.
I was gonna say, where in the timeline?
I'm trying to
is this
decide whether
land?
you guys would be part of the timeline after Flurry of Hose. I have a feeling Flurry of Hose would just be starting up.
So it's a pretty bad area.
Yeah, but Constantine and I go way back, and
Okay, it's fine, but he may not have much information because he's just established himself.
oh well,
But you
he
can
might know
ask him.
something.
So,
So
yeah,
that's
you
where
guys
I've
can
been
head
leading
off. And Anyone else going to be doing anything, or are you just going to follow Korik to the first location?
As I'm walking through the crowds, I'm looking for any small children that
Lyra, no matter
may that may have magical talent.
All right.
This is why I'm here. I am trying to find children that have magical talent.
So you can sequester them away and teach them your ways.
Yeah.
No,
My-
she's taking them to Flurgenspiel, Nurgenflurgen School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Exactly.
And no, that was not made up on the spot. That's a real place.
Is that really it?
Yeah, we currently have a
campaign.
wizard campaign. Yeah.
We are running a 12th level campaign with me, Den, Lyra, and our friend Tim. And they are the group from Flurgenspiel, Nurgenflurgen's Witchcraft School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Yep.
And Flurgenspiel, Nurgenflurgen is Den's character. It's a 12th level wizard, crazy man, who basically finds children with magical power and raises them and teaches them.
I have my
He
own
pulls
villa.
X-Men.
Yeah.
He has a mantle where he teaches them how to use magical powers. Like
It's
an X-Men.
probably the best session ever. Yeah.
Kind of is.
That sounds fun.
And he has
So
his
anyway, we're going through New Bastion.
He has his brute force Oracle Boomy, who wields, I kid you not, a weapon so large there isn't a size category for it.
What, huh?
It is bigger. It is size category wise. It is bigger than Gargantuan.
I don't even want to know how he managed that.
He just sort of drags it behind him.
Oracle the game. No. He has 51 strength with full buffs.
Oh, jeez.
He can
Say
lift.
what now?
Yeah.
Oracle the game.
Oracles
He's an
are
oracle.
way broken.
It's ridiculous.
You
And
think?
this tree is not something he carries around. It is summoned. Swift
Yeah.
action. Redwood tree appears in his hands.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome to Boomy. Anyways, are you guys doing anything else before you follow Korik to John, or are you gonna just follow him straight there?
I guess we're following Korik.
Yeah, he seems to know what he's doing.
Children with magical talent. I'm not going to stop and
It's
take
really
them.
tough
I
to
just
really
wanna-
tell, but
Okay.
you really don't notice much yet. Do some perception checks on the way, though. But yeah, you guys are following him through, and you notice he's dragging you through seedier and seedier areas.
So Groff points out this not best area.
Uh,
No, he doesn't say area. This not best place.
Knowledge, common sense. Groff rolls a nat 20. You guys are going through seedier and seedier places until you reach this area that seems to be a nicer building than the rest around it, and it seems to be currently under renovations. So go ahead. Take it away, Korik.
Talk yourself.
We'll talk to you.
I'd slip in the door, and
I will voice it on anyway, just
yeah.
for sake of rumors.
I would slip in the door, and I would go up to the bar and buy a drink, and I'd be sort of like eyeing around and playing it cool until I got a peek of John, because I heard that he was here, but I can't confirm it.
Do a perception check, actually.
All right.
So Groff goes ahead and follows, but he with none of that subtlety stuff. He just kind of opens the door and walks in. He doesn't smash it down or anything, but he's
You
big.
barely see John sneaking up behind you, trying to catch you unawares, as he's done so many times in the past.
I would slip off the stool and vanish in an instant, and then I would actually climb John's back and just fake, what's it called? Almost like put him in a triangle choke, but I'm a halfling, so
You're a half.
we've done this before. We do this every time that we meet, and I wanted to get the jump on him.
Yep.
So
He tried to fail to get the jump on you.
yeah.
He laughs, and you guys shake hands again, and you all sit down together at a table. And he is eyeing your current new, for lack of a better word, people following you right
Bloaters. Bloaters are what we call them.
now. Yeah. So, you guys are all together. Korik introduces this man as John Constantine, who is a relatively newcomer to the city and is actually in charge of this establishment, which is a combination of bar and a legally owned by New Bastion brothel called Flurry of Hose. If any of you missed it, this was actually established in the very first session of the event.
Yeah, I
John
built this.
Constantine was Den's character in the last
Yeah.
session.
We built this.
They built this from scratch the first session of the event, and we're using it now.
Oh god.
So good.
Excellent.
So you guys sit down and chat with him. He asks you guys, "So, what did you guys need from me?"
First
How's
I
the ale here?
What do you say?
How's the ale here?
He says it's great, and if it's
I'll-
not, we can get new stuff.
And it's
I'll
cheap.
buy a round for everybody.
Okay. He waves the bartender over, brings over a round of ales.
I would raise an eyebrow and be like, "So, big roller, huh? Doing pretty well for yourself here in New Bastion. How's that repayment coming along there, John?"
He shrugs. He says it's starting out. It's going to be tough going for a while, but I expect it.
No.
We seem to- we
This
seem to
is
get a lot
this
of
is me insinuating to him that it's about time he repay his gambling debts to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm just like,
he's
how
kinda-
about that repayment, John?
I suppose. What kind of repayment are you looking for?
I'll tell you what. Spare the gold. Looks like you could use it on this place. It's coming along though. Last time I was here, this place was a shithole, and and now I'm like, now it's only a dive, and we both. I laugh. I imagine he would laugh, but I don't know. if
He
would.
chuckles too.
And I just say, need a little bit of information, and I would sort of point to Beatrix and be like, she'll explain it.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go. Say something.
Something.
Oh my God, you're staring at me. How do you not know what's going on?
I distracted you actually, I think.
You're not paying attention. That's what you get. Good job, Dan, by the way.
Where is that?
Catching her off guard. Why didn't someone else do it? Because Lyra is
the
admittedly
first time.
so not caring about the session,
No.
she's tabbed out.
No.
Why doesn't somebody else take
It was
over
the
this?
first time I was about to donate extra life. Sorry.
Nordson, 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hello, John. We've heard there's some goings on in Feldo Forest, and I was wondering if you might have heard anything about them.
He's a little confused at mentioning Feldo Forest. He doesn't seem to know of anything inside Feldo Forest. He says, well, what are you talking about? What in particular have you heard?
Well, I heard there's a big logging operation out there.
Oh, of course there is. That's all part of the city, though. There's nothing wrong with that. They had a chat with the Druids, from what I heard, and the Druids are giving them a lot of lumber for the city. It's nice.
No, I wasn't implying there's anything wrong with that. We wanted to kind of go out and check it out and see maybe, who knows, they might even need our help. And he's obviously just completely bluffing on that. He knows.
Sense motive from John. Dan, do you happen to know John's sense motive offhand?
Nope, but it'll take me a literal second to pull it up.
Grab it quickly for me.
Time's up.
One.
I know, right? Mythweavers, though. That's the problem. I'm totally blaming that.
See, I
on
wouldn't have said
Mythweavers.
anything. You said literal second, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh no.
literal.
Oh,
Actually, the dictionary definition of literal doesn't mean.
Oh, don't even
literal
get me
anymore.
started. No, don't even
no,
get me started.
I
on that.
hate it too, but I'm just telling you, it's 14.
Okay, so do a bluff check, please, for Nordson.
Easy.
Okay.
I literally cannot fail this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
My cat says hi.
you actually can.
He literally cannot literally fail this.
He's looking at you a little suspiciously, like, I'm getting to the sense that that's not the entire story here.
Also,
Probably
he
repeating
gains
against
he
him
gains
on
like a
chorus
plus
here.
8 because this is to gather information. So
Yeah. He's not satisfied with the answer yet, especially if he's going to be paying back what you assume is a large debt to Korik.
Well,
He
this
wants to know more about what
information.
you're
Yeah.
looking for.
Groff gets tired of listening to people lie, and he just goes, looking for slaver people.
Constantine just kind of smiles at the bluntness that just happened here. He's like, well, from what I've heard, the Hammers of the Law, a couple of our friends are in there, but they've been cracking down on the slavers around here. I mean, are you looking for any in particular? There's not much left in New Bastion.
He kind of stutters. He like stumbles over a word because he can't think of it. Split. What you say? What you say, pretty lady? Splinter group. And he like smiles because he just got the word and he nods.
Out of you.
Very good, Groff.
He kind of cocks his head a little bit, like, okay. He's kind of looking for clarification. Like, what are they talking about? Splinter group? Slavers?
I am not a
Can
clever
you
man.
elaborate on this?
Groff kind of looks around like when no one knows, when he doesn't answer. He's like, He barely remembered that much.
Guys,
Well, people tell little old ladies things, and just heard that there's a little bit of issue going on with this new rule going on in New Bastion, that they don't want to. They don't want to stick to the law. That they want their old ways back.
I love how I gotta say, like metagame. I love how roundabout you all are being to a guy who seems to genuinely want to help you.
I know, right?
Come out and say,
Well,
"Hey,
John
there's a
Why is everyone
Constantine.
beating around the bush?
John Constantine is a detective. He's not like a typical rogue. He's
yeah, he knows what's going on
Yeah.
here.
he's a neutral good detective. He's not.
He's just trying to get you to talk.
Yeah, he's not
Well, in
trying
that
to swindle
case-
you.
I'm just trying to get you guys to come out and say exactly what you're looking for, and everybody's dancing around the issue for some reason.
I
didn't
passed
get
it
it.
off
Like-
to Beatrix because I expected her to be able to be more eloquent because she's like the intelligent, wizard character.
They're just not paying attention to the campaign.
Yeah,
Yes, I am.
but I'm saying that was my logic behind the pass off. So
It was like literally the one time.
Without trying to jump this ahead, I'm going to assume somebody was honest with him and told.
yeah, I'm
what's going on.
Nordson is actually going to say, John, this is very good ale. Let me level with you here, kind of buttering him up.
He kind of goes, "Oh, really? Okay." He just kind of looks
Okay.
at you. Well,
we
he's probably-
have
sort of an
John, we have
ironic
heard-
interest.
We have heard that there is a group of slavers out there somewhere, and I don't know how you feel about that. I suspect that you feel the same way we do. We are not interested in letting them establish more of a toehold than they have already. We are planning to head out there and see if these rumors are true, and if they are, see if there's something we can do about it. Because we don't need any more slaves in this world.
He says, "Well, in terms of my feelings for slaves, the last people we met that were slaves were the guys that own this place, and we're still cleaning them off the walls outside." So
Very nice.
I don't know anything particularly at this exact moment about that. I've heard rumors just like you guys have, but if you want, I could send out my little network of contacts and have something for you pretty shortly, within a few hours probably, if you'd be willing to wait around.
Of course we will, John.
As long as the ale keeps flowing.
He's
As long
fine
as
with
we
that.
keep paying.
As long as you guys will keep paying, honestly. They're pretty strapped for money right now. They're renovating the place and trying to make it into a legal brothel. So
I'm going to kind of very meaningfully glance at Korik and kind of raise my eyebrow to John and say, maybe you can cut us some sort of a deal if we have a nice full meal here.
Oi, you get pay the full money. That's Korik. Like
Really,
this
that's Korik?
this man's trying to make a living. You're trying to rob him. What you doing? He trying to make a living.
Yeah, Groff kind of looks at you funny too, because he's like, we
Korik
have
is usually
money.
the opposite of confrontational, and he's just called you out. Is what's happened. This is the first time you've ever heard him call anyone out. He's like, "This man is helping us. You need to shut up and fork out a little bit of gold."
Well, I'll buy my own meal, but I'm not buying any more for everybody.
Okay.
I bought the first round of drinks, and
That's fair enough.
Yep.
That's fair enough.
Groff has like 5.6k left. He's plenty happy to buy
I
your
think
drinks.
Ross, yeah.
Groff like drink
If
good.
you guys are willing to wait around, we can jump ahead to when he comes back with information for you. If and you like.
That sounds
Yes.
good to me.
All right. So you guys sit around. Korik and John kind of catch up, and you guys get to know him as well. He's really a nice guy. He's kind of gotten thrown into this whole managerial situation out of nowhere, so he's still attuning to it a little bit. Eventually, you see a couple of you see one rather attractive-looking, strange humanoid creature come in, followed by another human who is taller and just the most gorgeous man you've ever seen. And John names him as Fabian.
Oh, thank you for putting me in the game.
No problem, buddy. No problem. We have to put Fabian into the game.
I'm not Fabian.
I know you're not. Tim's character was Fabian last time.
Ah,
Beautiful man whore. Beautiful, beautiful man whore. And that's not even an exaggeration. He became a man whore for the flurry of hoes. They both come back, and John steps to the side and excuses himself. Excuse me.
And Max dies.
So before John leaves,
Yes.
because Groff is a good person, he pulls about 100 gold pieces out of his purse, and gives them to John to help him start up his thing.
He thanks you very heartily and says he'll pay you back someday if he can.
And then he goes, "Nah." Groff just weighs him off.
So he steps aside to talk to Fabian and this other woman, and they kind of chat for a little bit in little hushed tones, but you can still kind of overhear. They're discussing the information they found. And John comes back over, sits down, and says, well, what they found out is they couldn't get an exact location, but they have a good idea that, if you're looking at the map right now, the general area that they're in is somewhere along the western edge of Feldo Forest. And starting around there and traveling along the border there would be a good way to find them. It's going to be hard to miss a town, considering there's no settlements in that area.
Yeah.
So
Also,
yeah.
John would totally offer him the house's services for his 100 gold. Like
Just-
this
yeah,
one's
Groff
on
would
me.
fine.
Yeah.
you would have your pick of
Oh.
Fade to Blacks is what you would have
Yeah.
to pick of.
Groff would decline. He's fine.
Okay.
He's just nice.
Yeah. I kind of figured.
Well, that and lizard women aren't that attractive, to be honest.
Not really, no.
Big earners.
They are, but not for Groff. Although Fabian's
He
very
wants to find a nice, fine, strong orc woman.
Especially. I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean, he kept killing the clientele. We couldn't keep him.
So yeah, you guys get a good lead heading to the western edge of the forest. You might be able to pick up a more exact location from the druid, but you have a good place to start now instead of the entire edge of the forest.
Yeah. So, I still vote out of character that we go through and talk to the druids on our way through, just because
Oh,
that
yeah,
sounds
definitely.
like a good idea.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Groff likes pretty trees too, so he's plenty happy there too.
Again, I just suggest that people with metal should stay on the outside. Like I said, they're okay with metal, but they do look down upon it, and they might not trust you as much.
Well, I'm an orc. There's not much I can do about that.
Yeah.
That is true. So, are we off, or are we going to spend a little more time here doing some other stuff? Totally up to you guys.
What's the situation with equipment? How do you want to work that? Because I didn't go through and say, like, I've got 50 feet of rope and I've got
You don't have to-
7 torches.
You guys would normally need, I'm just going to assume you're carrying it, just for the sake of not micromanaging.
Alrighty.
Right. Micromanaging is not fun to watch.
Yeah, it really,
Yes.
I don't want to have to deal with micromanaging. I'm going to assume, within reason, anything you could normally carry on yourself is okay.
Considering that I can carry 200 pounds as my light load,
Exactly.
that's just about anything.
Exactly. I mean, nothing ridiculous. Like spyglass is like 1,000 gold. You'd have to be very specific about whether or not you got one of those. But rope and 10-foot poles and ladders and grappling hook stuff, you could probably carry that with you. Honestly,
I got a bag
Cool.
of holding, so I can carry just about anything.
yeah, that's fine.
I actually spent money. So, yeah. Are we going onward, or are we going to do more stuff in New Bastion?
I think I'm good. The only thing I would have stopped here for is just regular supplies, but I think we got everything we need.
Yeah, Groff wants to go look at pretty trees.
Ryland's getting pretty.
Talk to druids about pretty trees.
Well, I would agree, so we should leave right about now.
All right. So you guys are going to head out probably through the northern exit, correct?
Yes.
Excuse me.
So you
Probably
guys head
a better
out. You feel kind of a sense of relief as people have stopped just staring at you as you travel through the city. And you exit out, and are you guys going to go just beeline to the forest? Right to that corner? Or where are you guys
I kind of thought we
going
would
around?
take the path.
Take the path?
Yeah,
Yeah,
No?
we'll take this northern branch.
You're going to get there
Yeah, I thought-
probably in the early evening as you enter near the forest, and you'll see you'll actually see several basically pumas step out of the forest and shift into human form and approach you to ask you to stop.
Looks like we took the wrong route.
Not necessarily. They're just guards. It's their forest.
It could just
I
be
mean,
other troops.
knowledge of the world, like normal game knowledge, you guys would know they're very protective of the forest because there's been a lot of activity. If you look on the map, the entire northern edge of Loch Davonros, even where Lochwald is, used to be part of the Feldale forest. So they're not too happy with how much is gone of their forest, and they're trying to protect what they have left. So they're not being angry or mean; they're just protective and being very careful about who they let in.
So Groff says, pretty tree keepers, we want to talk to you.
I'm going to be a little bit more diplomatic.
Eloquence is what you're
eloquent.
Groff's Christmas 5.
I'm going to say
All his mental stats are 5.
Back and say hail and greetings. We we're coming in search of you. We've heard that there's been a little bit of a disturbance around here with some riffraff from New Bastion coming up, poking into your territory. Do you know anything about this?
Groff translates this as, me hear people cutting down pretty trees without permission. Me want smash. Where are they?
Yeah, obviously this is causing us all great distress, and we want to stop.
Groff is very direct.
The foreignness of Groff's offer to smash things seems to make one of them quite happy.
Down, Groff, down.
Looks at you guys, and he's a little. They're a little wary about you guys having metal stuff on, but I mean, you guys that you don't seem like you mean any harm to anybody, and as a result, they're not entirely opposed to the existence of metal art and things. They're just opposed to using it themselves, and so it's not as bad as people seem to think it is. Druids don't actively oppose all things metal unless you want them to. They're really just opposed to using it themselves.
All right, for what it's worth, I want to jump in here.
Yeah,
Fnordson is wearing, obviously you don't see my token or anything, but he doesn't appear to be wearing any armor at all. He's got a big, like, floppy leather hat and a big floppy leather overcoat. He is carrying, like, weapons. He's got a long sword and such that are made of metal. And he's wearing a bandolier, which has, like, multiple little bottles and vials and stuff stuck in it.
Okay. So not much obvious metal.
No obvious metal.
Okay.
Groff is wearing a mithril chain shirt.
Yeah.
He has like a big ass great sword and a big ass warhammer.
Like I said, though, they're not entirely opposed to it. It's just they don't prefer to have it around if they can help it. But your offer to deal with what you assume might be a problem for them is pretty tempting. They lead you further into the forest, and maybe about a 5-minute walk in after a few branchings of seemingly just random things. There's no actual paths here. Somehow they don't actually leave trails of the commonly walked paths. And after just a few random turns in the forest, all of you are basically lost, but you just come upon this druidic encampment, basically, where there's actually several races that you recognize from New Bastion discussing things with a few people. And you assume they're part of the logging operation.
Groff
I'm
says,
gonna write that down in my log.
Whoa.
So, 1, 2, 3.
Interesting.
Greetings, all.
Sorry.
You quickly notice that your halfling is not there.
Yep, halfling's gone again.
He just slipped out, like normal. You don't think anything weird about it. You just notice he's not there.
So, continue on, guys. Try to
Okay, so yeah.
in your hands to see if any actual combat comes from this session. If you guys avoid combat, I won't force it on you. I'm gonna try
not too worried.
First session where you will only get combat if you really run into it.
Yeah, these guys are nice. I'm not gonna try to fight any of these druids. But once we find the slavers, I'm gonna start bashing heads.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to start chopping heads into little tiny pieces.
Yes.
With a flaming greatsword. Little tiny cooked pieces, I should say.
So I'm going to defer to Beatrix if she wants to take over and be the spokesman for the group, or...
I would be really amused if God,
Graf.
Groff with his charisma of 5 turned out to be the group spokesman just because he's so forward and blunt.
Can I overhear at all what they're talking about? Any perception?
What are you trying to
Trying
do?
to overhear what they're talking about.
From what I mean, they're not really hiding their discussions. It's basically just normal talk. I mean, you don't understand a little bit of it. For some reason, some of the druids actually speak a language similar to theirs, and you assume they're diplomats of some kind talking to them. And they're, from what you can understand out of the conversation, you get that they're just talking about areas that they're going to be logging next, and how the replanting of certain areas is going, and basically just talking about the logistics of mining or of farming lumber from the edges of the Feldor forest for the new bastion.
Oh, so the new bastion, like the guys who are overcutting and building the new city are here too. I thought this was just druids.
Oh, no. People from New Bastion have a contract to come to the druids encampment. Basically, on the edges, like in these areas here where I'm pinging, they
Yeah.
cut down the edges and then wait for the druids to replant and cut down a different area and just kind of shave off of the end of the forest and replant every so often to put lumber without cutting down the forest, without clear cutting.
See, it was my impression they were doing way too much cutting, and the druids were upset by that.
No. There's another group that's doing way too
The
much cutting.
splinter group is the ones that are cutting basically without permission.
Ah,
Located on the somewhere on the western edge of Feldor Forest. That's
those are the ones we're interested in.
Yeah, there's a legal mining or farming operation, which is the one through New Bastion and Nara. That's what they're discussing in this encampment. You guys are going after the illegal one.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Yes. Sorry if I didn't clarify that before. I apologize. You would also be happy to know that I did use hand gestures, even though none of you can see me except Lear.
I do that
that.
all the time.
I was gesturing at my monitor, pointing at different things.
It's hard
They
not
were like,
to.
wait a sec.
That's me.
Lear, it made perfect sense to Lear. She saw it.
I
all.
got it.
I just use my mouse.
Exactly. Well,
Well, I'm on YouTube.
And nobody
so I
can
do
see that either.
yeah, right?
Recording for YouTube, so I can at least they get to see it.
Yes.
Oh goodness.
I do try to ping though.
I don't have comprehend language, do I?
I have no idea, honestly.
I don't think I
Wait, comprehend languages? Yeah, you do.
I don't
You're a
think
wizard.
I don't think it's
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, another thing. I read that we have access to all
Yes.
spells.
Let me go ahead and explain that again. The way I do it is you get normal spells per day as you would, but I hate the concept of preparing spells and having to decide which ones you're going to do for an entire day. Every person, every caster has access to their class's full spell book of any spells that they could already cast of that level. So if you can cast up to 4th level spells, you can cast any 4th level, 3rd, 2nd, or 1st level spell you have. Just pick them at random anytime you want to.
So we're not
Like that.
limited to pre-memorizing, and even
No.
those
There will
those of us who are spontaneous casters can still. We're not limited to what we've already got in our list. We just have
You
everything.
have everything. You
I
know.
like that.
Yes.
Everyone becomes super spontaneous.
It's super spontaneous and it gives a lot more creativity, and I found so far it does not mess with the balance of the system.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that.
I've
My
rolled
friends
7th
feel like
level and 12th level campaigns, and as long as you know how to balance encounters against it, it really doesn't mess with your balance of any classes. Even like martial classes don't get left in the dust, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's a quite good way to do it, and it allows people to have a lot of fun with their spell books.
Yeah.
I don't think that would work in 3.5 though.
No, that is way too many spell books.
Yeah.
3.5 is
3.5,
evil.
too many spell books, so much
Yeah.
God mode.
Oh,
It's
okay.
divination.
So-
Spells.
So what are you doing, guys? You guys just entered the druid encampment.
So is Beatrix our talking person?
I don't know, is she?
I can give up.
or is it going to be Groff? Is it going to have to be Groff?
Rob could be the spokesman if he wants to
I
be.
don't think that.
I can take it if nobody else wants, but I like the idea of having Groff.
I'll go.
I do kind of like the idea of having Groff do it.
See, that's the thing is, there's no reason Groff couldn't. Because although he has
Well-
low intelligence, he's being honest, and there's no reason for you guys to lie about anything.
Yeah.
You guys are on a good mission. You're not out to swindle anybody. You're just looking to help out the druids. And if Groff gets that across to them, there's no reason he couldn't be a spokesman.
Well, I'm more just wondering about this kind of situation where
Spokesmen don't always have to be charismatic. That's the thing.
I'm not.
Oh no, Groff is poor with words, so he'll stumble over words a lot.
He'll stumble,
he doesn't-
but he'll get
his
the message
vocabulary is
across.
kinda small.
I'm not charismatic.
Yeah, true.
As long as you get the message across, you have no reason for charisma in these situations. That's the
True.
And druids are
Groff-
used to talking to animals, so you know.
They're used to low intelligence creatures.
Yeah.
My
They
intelligence-
they speak stupid as a known language. It's
I
a
don't
trained
know, there's
language
some
for all
dogs that are
druids.
smart.
Fun fact: a paladin's mount at level 5 is smarter than Groff.
Yes.
Oh.
Fun fact: a
on.
Magus's sword at level 7 is smarter than Groff.
Yeah, Groff's int is
What's your
5.
int?
5.
5.
Oh,
Here, I'll link my
my
character
is
sheet.
almost smarter than you.
Her familiar is almost smarter than Groff.
Yeah, look,
No, I
my
gave you
charisma is
a
5. My int
I
is
gave
5.
you
My
a
wisdom is
dragon.
5.
I gave you a fairy dragon, right?
Yes.
It's
That
a
fairy
druid.
dragon has 16 int. The fairy dragon's intelligent as
Fairy
hell.
dragon's intelligent as fuck.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah. So yeah,
Sorry, I was reading
that is
the plus
impressive,
3.
bro.
That fairy
Alright, so-
dragon is more intelligent
So-
than like half this party.
Yeah.
So
So Groff, are you
Looks-
going to be the spokesman here, or are you
I
just
guess he
kinda
is.
fed up with the way?
he's the only one willing to speak up really quickly, so that'll work. So let's see. Groff looks for the one who looks kind of the most decorative, like
Makes
the one
sense.
who looks like he would be a theater.
Good logic.
So and he
Yeah,
just
he-
walks up. He doesn't
yeah.
even like bother with formalities. He just walks up
Of course.
and he says, "We looking for what's the word? This is actually this is
Bad.
actually me stumbling over my words now too, because it's
That's
1 in
fine.
the morning.
That's fine. Take your
Just
time.
adds personality.
2 in the morning. 1 in the morning? That's 1 in the morning. Time just changed.
That's good.
So, wow. We looking for bad people who cut lots of forest.
It's an interesting.
Lots of pretty trees.
Trying to figure out
He likes-
how he would react to that situation, and he look at you and just kind of scratch his head, say, well, what for?
Me want smash.
He would nod appreciatively and say he'd see the rest of you approach and say, your friend here informs me you're looking to get rid of some loggers. Is that right?
Well,
Yes, we've heard there are some people cutting a little more of this forest than you would like, and Groff here is very interested in finding them.
the druid chieftain kind of chuckles and says, "Yeah, we get a lot of people trying to get rid of our forest. It's become quite a problem. We are down to about half our normal amount of land, and we're working to restore that. But yeah, we've had quite a bit of trouble. I've gotten reports from the western wilds of Feldo Forest about there's been talk in whispers about the fact that there's a lot of trouble over there. We're actually having a lot of trouble pushing them back out of the forest again. I'm actually not sure why we're having so much trouble, but we are."
So, Groff looks up at the sky for a second, then he looks around, and he points towards the west and goes that way. Because believe it or not, he does have ranks in survival, so he can find north and figure out which way is west from there. That's like where all his skill ranks went. Every single one. All 7.
That's excellent.
You want to go find the bad guys, Groff, huh? Do you? Let's go
yes,
get the bad
we
guys, Groff.
We go smash people who cut pretty trees.
Knowledge,
without-
common sense to the area for those that have the common sense for it. You would know that it's probably a smart idea to ask permission to travel or possibly get a guide through these woods if you want to take the shortcut to go directly through the woods. Because A, you would all probably get lost because there is no hint of any trails through Feldo, and B, it's druid land.
If they wanted me to get lost, they could.
Yeah. If they wanted you to
Unless it's
die
for
very
helping them.
quickly in the forest, you would die very quickly in the forest. So,
So, Groff doesn't have the common sense to think of that.
Probably not.
He's
Groff
got the
realizes he
determination
wants
to
to get-
walk straight forward. He's got the ability to determine where west is. So like he
The
could just
chieftain
walk.
would actually kind of call out to Groff to ask him to come back and say, it's probably better if you don't wander off on your own.
Beatrix and I would probably talk this over and decide that, yeah, we could use a guide.
So yeah, you guys
Yeah.
can either go back out and go around, or you guys can try to get a guide to take you through.
What do you think, Beatrix?
I don't think that we can find our way out. So
That's true, you probably could.
Guide. We have to get a guide anyway.
I think we need a guide.
Might as well get a guide.
So when someone suggests guide, Groff like stops and goes,
Yes.
"Good idea."
Yes. I just want to interrupt to do a reminder back to talking about Boomy and his redwood tree weapon. Den linked to this image, which is conveniently a picture of Boomy and his appropriately sized weapon.
Oh wow,
This is about what we're looking at.
that's scary.
It's honestly probably around the size of what Boomy would be able to wield. That's the sad part.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's broken.
That's Oracle for you. That's Oracle the game.
Oracle
this is
will be
what-
going on the list of things that no one's allowed
Yeah.
to play anymore.
Right?
Hey, I play Oracle. I just don't play it that way.
Nobody no, it's not a battle Oracle. Boomy is a wood mystery Oracle.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna throw
Well, I
this,
mean, I don't go
this
for
up
things
on
like
the
that.
stream just because we're talking about it.
Yeah.
There.
Probably should. That is Groff that is Boomy, sorry, with his appropriately sized redwood tree weapon.
My God.
So imagine that little man picking that up and swinging it at someone.
I'd be less worried about weight and more about like shape.
I'd be more worried about collateral damage.
Like,
Just,
sure, you can pick that up, but like, how are you gonna hold it?
The structural integrity. I mean, how do you even get
It's
a
gonna
grip on
collapse
it?
on itself. Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be just ripping chunks out of it.
Magical.
Oh, no, it's not that he could lift it. The problem would be that trying to lift a tree that big with such a small focal point as your hand, it would just snap.
Yeah. His hands would just sink into the wood.
It's a
Yeah.
soft weapon.
I think
It's perfectly balanced for him. I think he's good.
Anyway.
Any hoodles.
Anyway,
Yeah,
It's Pathfinder. There's magic involved. Doesn't matter.
exactly. It's magic. Because logic. Because path.
I don't gotta explain shit.
Because Oracle.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know,
Miss.
I imagine it wouldn't be difficult for you to arrange for a guide to take you through, because none of you have shown any direct harm to the forest bell, so they would expect you to show respect to the forest as you pass through and not break down to anything.
I tiptoe through very
He would
carefully.
very casually glance at Groff when he says break down anything.
Me not cut pretty trees.
We absolutely true.
So
Hug tree. He goes up and he literally hugs a tree.
And then he put some like leaves in his hair. Yeah.
so you guys,
Good Groff.
you guys get the guide, and it's another druid. It's actually the one that had talked to you that had approved of Boomy's plans at the beginning. He agrees to lead you through.
That's nice. of
Gross.
him.
And he stays in human form for your benefit, so he doesn't slip off into the forest. And you guys begin tromping through the forest, and surprisingly, it takes you a lot less time than you would think to get through. But you're getting closer to night as you reach the edge of the forest. So if your party wishes to stop for the night, you may and continue in the morning, or you can just enter the area and look for the town at nighttime. Up to you.
So Groff says,
Korik, are you
Groff
here?
says-
You would.
Groff says,
you would.
Thank you, tree.
He'd just say,
Sorry.
"Yep."
What does Groff say?
So Groff says, thank you, tree keeper. What name? Me Groff. Me shake hand, but me probably crush it.
Awesome.
That happened once.
What his name is wait, oh, that's female names. My bad. His name is Garrett.
Garrett.
I have a list of random names. It's the first time I've gotten to use it. I'm quite excited.
Excellent.
I was really tempted to name him Door, but I decided against it. Door,
Groff, Door, the best of friends.
Door is one of the randomly generated names I have.
Door.
Let's name him-
D-O-O-R.
No, Door.
Yeah.
Four.
His name is
Door.
Door because of hilarity.
Groff and Door.
Because it is midnight, and I am
Door.
caffeine ridden right now. His name is Door.
5
Best
points
man.
for Gryffindor.
Oh god, I can't breathe.
Who just said that?
That was Snort, I think.
Snort?
Snort?
I told you. Watch out.
You should get to be level 8 now just for that. That's ridiculous. That was beautiful. Puns. The puns.
Okay, so Rylan, we haven't heard much out of Rylan.
We haven't. Rylan, you around, buddy? Did we drop him?
My mic is working. It hasn't been working up to
Oh.
this point, but
There it
Hi,
is.
Rylan.
howdy.
Would you like to say something as Rylan? What is your take on what's going on so far?
Well, he's very happy to be out of the city, which I was trying to portray earlier, actually. He is familiar with this forest to a point, though not the western edge that we're going to. So it probably would be better that we had the guide. And it probably would be a better idea to rest before we went in, just not knowing what we're going to find.
What is Rylan again?
A ranger.
Oh, excellent. I was going to suggest, and that's why I was trying to call Korik earlier, that since Korik's so good as hiding, maybe I and Korik should go, but I'm thinking now Rylan and Korik should maybe, before nightfall, go sneak out and see if they can do like a stealth recon and come back and let us know what they see.
It is up to you guys. What would you like to do about that?
Wouldn't be opposed to it.
Groff is happy with whatever as long as he gets to smash them eventually.
Not yet, Groff. We want to see what we're getting ourselves into first. This is Fnord's, suggestion to the group.
Well, no. Groff was like, Groff, when you're discussing this, Groff goes, me happy as long as me get smashed eventually. Not eventually, he doesn't say eventually, but later. I had to think of smaller words for things like eventually. Eventually, it's
So-
too many syllables.
Not now.
Eventually, that's like 5.
Soon.
In future.
So if Korik is here, and if he's willing to expose himself, and Rylan is interested, I say we should let them do that. I don't know. My
It's up to you
suggestion.
guys. What do you guys want to do about it?
I'm sitting here nodding, and I just remember that you guys can't see me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep. It happens.
Rylan would nod and just kind of tighten up the laces on his gear and just act ready, I guess, to do that.
I would, I'd just say, sure. And I'd disappear again. And
But
Bye.
would you be letting the other guy follow you?
rather than disappearing completely, what would actually happen was I'm disappearing, and rather than taking, I hope it's okay, because I mean it's pretty common for magic items. Instead of taking an actual +1 enchantment, I took light on my sword. It just emits light when it's drawn and held. It's in Pathfinder a full, a full like 30% of all magical items emit light. So I figured it would
Right.
be okay for my magic item to emit light. So you just see a lit up sword floating in the air, and he sort of
How are you
motions with it
invisible?
and leads off.
I'm wondering about that.
What?
I keep wondering, how do you end up invisible so often?
I'm just good like
Rule of cool?
He has a ridiculously high stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
His stealth check.
That's all
when
I'm
he does it-
saying about it. I mean,
When he does it correctly, it is stupid high.
it
And
is
not even
a
nat. If you nat 20 to perception, it would not see him.
Well, I mean,
Um,
if Groff nat 20 to perception, he wouldn't see anything.
yeah.
Because
You'd see the
his
trees.
perception, his perception is -3.
The true reason why he's so hard to spot, he keeps to himself. He won't say that. He won't tell anyone about that. So, metagame, he has a
Oh, but
ring
I'm
of
curious how to
invisibility. Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's what I
yeah.
thought.
He has a ring of invisibility. That's right. I have a halfling.
Oh my god, he's a hot.
I have a halfling with a lit up short sword, a ring of invisibility, and a mithril shirt.
Oh my
That sounds
god! I can't-
familiar.
Oh man.
Somebody's finally getting
Okay,
it.
Frodo, let's go.
Yeah, characters like that. I guess once you play them, you want to keep playing them. They're kind of Hobbit forming.
That was terrible.
Hey, they're not all good.
They're
Doesn't have
all
to be good.
they're
They're
all
It's okay. Terrible's funny. It's 1 in the morning. So again, it's 1 in the morning again.
Okay, so
Groff just eats. He has his orc trail rations, so he just eats one.
Beatrix, you need to do some wizardly stuff before we set up camp here, or are you fine here?
Lyra says she's good. She's actually in the bathroom right now.
Oh, okay. Fnord is going to recruit Groff's help in gathering some dead-only Groff. Don't pick any live trees. We're going to grab some dead firewood and set up camp. And Rylan and Cork are going to go scout, right?
I believe they are.
You didn't need to tell Groff not to pick live trees. He loves trees.
Just
He wouldn't
making
rip one
sure.
out. Yeah, I kind of thought you would have guessed by like all the references to pretty trees. He does pick up some, he does find like a large fallen log or something and starts dragging it back.
Good work.
That might be a bit big. But
Let's gather some firewood, find a nice clearing, set up some camp, and wait for Rylan and Cork to come back. And I guess Beatrix sits on a log and studies her spell books, and
A large blatant fire might not be the best idea if we're trying to be sneaky.
well, not
Groff is the greatest at being sneaky, but in fact, if it would be watching him try to sneak would probably be the most funny, the most hilarious thing ever.
no, I'm
Crunch,
assuming
crunch, clatter.
I'm assuming we're far back enough in the forest that they're not going to see a reasonable sized fire.
Groff puts rocks around the fire.
Very wise, Groff.
Not wise. He just has points in survival. He likes trees too much. That is the entire motivation behind him having points in survival. He likes trees. I wanted to make sure he knew enough how to not damage trees.
All right, so let's move it on. Max, you still there?
I am still here. I was waiting for you guys to finish discussing your plans for the night. So the Korik and who's the other one? What was Korik? Rylan Korik. So where are you guys going to head first? What general area? Can you ping for me? Like, are you guys going to start in the north and head south? Start south and head north? Start in the middle and split up, or what?
Well, I think we split up enough as it is.
Yeah.
So the plan, guys. Den?
Where are we exactly right now? Where's the
You
camp
guys are
at?
currently. You basically made a beeline to right about here.
Okay.
You never split the party, and so if he was gonna like wander off in a different direction, I would just follow him.
Okay.
But I'm
this is
headed
just
south.
my suggestion. I'm not saying we have to do this.
I figure they're sneaky and fast enough that they can get away, and then you guys have the.
It's
barbarian.
more a matter of
I don't
it's a
need
bad
two
idea having
stupid-
two scouts out there in different areas in uncharted territory.
Alone.
Like we should stick together, the two of us.
Yeah, I agree. Got each other's backs.
All right.
Okay.
Something like that.
I will cast.
If only we're an elf.
And I had to decide how long it actually lasts, but pass without trace. So we no longer leave footprints.
If only Rylan was an elf. With long, straight blonde hair. Fat loon.
Nice. I'm impressed by that. Okay, so we're staying together. Did you guys decide which direction you're going?
Start
head
by going
south,
east.
I would say.
I'd say start
How about
going east
right?
and then just circle around and
West.
after a certain point.
West.
You mean west?
Yeah, my bad.
I'd vote
So-
like here, because that just seems like the most logical place for there to be an encampment.
Okay. So and
'Cause,
you
yeah,
guys
that's where you take the
circling
first
up,
encounter.
and you're gonna see evidence of trails moving through this area. and they're going to be. You notice based on a little bit of tracking, you notice they are going north, and you guys kind of move your way up, and about a few hours into the night, you start to see more evidence of the outskirts of encampment right around this little gap in the area here, where it starts to open up.
Zoom in just a little bit. I don't need to be at 10% anymore.
Okay.
30%. Oh, that's too. It's hard
It's
to get
a
the right zoom.
big map.
Go to 30%, and
Impressive.
I can center you.
Oh, that sounds good.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, thank you.
No problem. So right around here is where you guys see us.
This is quite impressive.
Thank you.
The map, the whole like world.
Yeah, I'm Dan helped me make it, so he helped name almost everything. So
If we got a moment, what is
I
the
wrote
scar?
The dwarf lore and everything, yeah.
the scar was the short answer is it was what I did with the area I couldn't think of anything to do with. I had this big open area between Giantheim and the lock, and I didn't know what to do with it. And so basically, the idea is there's an event that happened that basically this giant meteor hit the ground in that area, and it's almost kind of the start of a new seeding of evolution in the area that nobody's really explored yet.
So I'm curious, where's Rovagug stationed in your world?
Rovagug?
The Pathfinder god that, like the super chaos god. The one that tried to eat all of
I don't really
everything.
pay attention to. I don't pay attention to the pantheons that often, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I really don't. I've never.
I do.
I've never
I
been
love-
one that's been big on the pantheons of D&D. So
I
I
understand.
can't tell you those answers honestly. I get asked questions about it all the time.
Moradin and Cord, the only gods anyone ever needed.
Right? That's pretty much it. Yeah. So
I'm Moradin's hammer.
you estimate you kind of see the outskirts of a small encampment in this area, and you do see trails of carts and stuff leading to this direction, and you do see a small section of the forest that's actually been clear cut so far.
Groff won't be happy when he sees that.
So that's what you guys have got to report back to, and it's getting close to midnight at this point when you guys might make your way back to camp.
Groff is still awake, probably. He's poking the fire, waiting for his traveling companions to come back.
Okay.
Keeping
So-
watch while everybody else sleeps.
Oh,
If they're sleeping.
Yeah. Snorted is sound asleep. He's laying on the ground by the fire. Got his hat over his face. Snoring.
I have some very nice fur blankets. Very nice. That roll. That's bright purple.
Groff may have the worst perception, but he's really good for keeping watch. Because when something shows up, it's gonna get smashed. He may not notice it to start with, but he can take whatever it throws at him.
Okay. So I assume you guys are going to sleep for the night before you continue.
Yep.
Wait till daytime.
All right. So passes without event, so don't worry about it. You guys are
Aw.
well, you guys are protected by the druids right now.
That's true.
So you guys wake without any event, and you guys are just going to start planning doing your plan of attack here for how to approach the situation. Obviously, you can try to take a diplomatic route if you want, or you can just take off smash and see what happens.
Groff, what do you think about diplomacy?
Groff smash.
I don't know. Let me ask Fist. Fist, what do you think about diplomacy?
Fist. No.
Fist
I don't
doesn't
know. Let
like
me ask
diplomacy.
+1 flaming greatsword. Let me ask fiery sword. Fiery sword.
I assume
What
your
do you
fiery
think of
sword has a
diplomacy?
name. What's your fiery sword's name?
Oh, I don't have one. I gotta name it.
Do you want a name for your
Fiery sword.
It might just
sword?
be fiery
Your
sword.
sword is now named Clem.
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 No. Groff wouldn't come up with the name Clem.
What would he come up? Enos?
No.
Enos?
He would name the fiery sword.
It would be very simple.
He would name it like something, I don't know,
Griff.
Simmer.
Bernie.
Or,
Groff's Griff.
or
Griff. You wouldn't know the word
I
simmer.
don't know about Griff. Hot. He would name it Hot. Is what he would name it. That's,
would name
that's
it
honestly
Bernie.
what he would name it.
Bernie.
Bernie
His
or
name's
Hot.
Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie or Hot? I
Bernie.
accept Bernie.
Ouch.
Bernie.
Bernie.
Ouch.
Get it?
Oh, no.
Get it?
Bernie? What do you think about diplomacy? Bernie don't like diplomacy.
Bernie Bernie think best diplomacy.
I just
is-
imagine
is fire.
Bernie being very eloquent as a sword.
Yes.
Big.
Oh my god! I accidentally made the half orc version. No, you spelled that wrong. You spelled that wrong.
No, I didn't.
I mean, that's how it's pronounced. It's Bernie.
That's,
No, Groff.
no, it's.
You must seek
Oh,
and
well.
destroy all enemies who would oppose our union.
So, people that
No,
have
no.
much lately.
It's a pun.
Vincent, Rylan, and Beatrix.
I accidentally made Minsk, except for instead of a miniature giant space hammer, or space hamster, I have
Okay.
I have a talking sword.
Rylan, Nordson, and Beatrix haven't talked much. What do you guys think about the situation? What's your ideas? Alex, you're up.
Really, I don't think I have too many ties to slavery. Like, I don't think I'd have like such a huge problem, I guess, as everyone else would. But I think it would be more the deforestation stuff like that would be kind of irritating to me.
Still
That's
slavery.
gross.
Nobody
But
can
yeah.
be pro slavery.
Groff is angry about the.
Hey guys, we've temporarily lost the call. We'll be right back. So, yeah,
Dan, you
I'm
back?
gonna take.
I think we're back.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll say I'm gonna take this opportunity to go refill my cup, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's fine.
Go
So,
for it.
okay, so continue what you're saying. I apologize.
I forget.
Making plans of attack.
Yeah, I think we just need to go in and get rid of these slavers and stop this clear cutting however we can possibly do so.
Charge.
Is Beatrix here? I'm only seeing 4 in the chat.
Beatrix lives with Max, so they're on the same Skype.
Den. No, Den's here. I don't see you dropped. I'm gonna refresh as well, just in case. Everybody
Oh,
refresh.
I'm not in the call. No.
Oh no,
Not
Lyra's
in
not in the
call.
call. She shares a mic.
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. I do feel like I only see. Wait.
Yeah, you're only going to see 4 in the Skype chat
Yes.
because one of them is you and one is on Max's.
Oh right, I was like, I forgot that I didn't show up in the Skype chat. I
Yes.
was like, we're missing a 5th person. All right, so yeah,
I agree with Groff's idea of go in and smash.
yeah. That's how most of Gross I use will work against bad people.
Like,
Just so you know, just smash. He
Fnord's half orc, so he sees the value of the smashy, but he's also reasonably intelligent and half not orc, so he does see the use of diplomacy sometimes, but he does not think this is a time for it.
It hasn't worked before. Why would it suddenly work now?
Exactly.
Well, it has. It got him a job.
With these people, I mean, it hasn't
with
worked
these people, no.
other people. So why would it work now?
Screw these people. They're slavers.
Intimidate check.
I tend to be more elegant in my decisions, or more thoughtful. But yeah, in this case, no.
Blow them up.
What these guys are doing, so
Kill them with fire.
just
not too close to the trees.
Burn them all with black holes.
Whee! All right, so that's the plan. We go forward and we recklessly charge.
Yes, this
I like
is
that
More or
plan.
less, yeah.
an amazing plan.
It's the best plan.
Let's try to free any slaves we come across because they're the ones going to probably be doing the manual labor. Anybody we see with a whipping the slaves is fair game.
Those are people with wood cutting axes are Groff's primary target, and then whips.
Well,
That's
no, Groff, careful, Groff, because some of those woodcutters are going to be the slaves.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They don't want to chop these trees down. Someone else is making them chop down the
Okay, so
trees.
he's gonna. Now that he didn't think of that, I didn't think of that. So now that he's been informed of this, he has changed his decision to cut whip holders to bits first.
Hooray.
Because even if the whip holders are slaves that have been given a position of authority, they're bad slaves. They need to die too.
Yes. So, we're just storming the gates.
While you
Yeah,
guys
well-
are doing that, even though I'm normally pretty opposed to it, there's a literal gate, right? Or is there not?
Gate of.
I mean, like, you're saying
Temple?
storming the gates. I'm expecting, like, an actual encampment.
Well, it's in a
Yo.
gate and it's surrounded by kind of log walls and stuff like that.
Palisade.
It's kind of a gate, but it's not like a stronghold.
Well, could I slip in through the palisade?
You might be able to with a good check. Yes.
That's
if we can
really
get
not that
you-
hard for me to do.
I assume not. I just want to see it. If you could GM roll it.
All right.
If you would not, if you would prefer not to share your roll with anybody else.
I'll roll it. Open.
All right,
Well, we want to do a plan here. I mean,
because you're invisible too. So
Gross
This
plan
is
charge,
me
kill,
infiltrating the palisade. You guys just know their halfling isn't around and he'll show up.
okay.
no, 197 roll right there.
Wow.
97
That
step.
is ridiculous.
Nothing will see.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's
yes,
real.
that's real.
That's real.
So you remember what I was saying about the strength guy being broken?
Right? Well, he's.
No, I still think the strength guy's more broken.
Disability. He's invisible.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
I
that kind of gives a huge bonus, isn't it? Like a plus 20 or plus 30 or something.
Yeah, it
Really,
gives me a
this
plus
stealth
40.
is only to get his not make.
Wow.
Yeah.
One
So-
second.
And plus 27 to stealth at level 7 is not that impressive. without the ring.
Actually, that's a lie. I miscalculated that.
I mean,
it
that is
should
a-
be 57, not 67. That's my bad. Subtract in.
Oh.
Oh,
suck.
that's much better.
Yeah.
So you still got
That makes
87.
a lot more sense. So
I have
17.
a plus 17 stealth.
Okay, that makes a lot more.
Yeah.
That's
So,
Now,
that makes
I
sense.
actually have a plan, and I'm just gonna whisper it to the GM. So
okay, go for it. So the rest of you, the Hobbit has disappeared again. You assume he will turn up when needed. So what do we
And,
do?
So first, are there any like people holding whips within sight outside of that gate?
Yeah, I'd like to see like a map. What are we coming up against
Why,
here?
why don't I sketch something because I don't have a map planned. What's
I don't
that?
need a
You have a session starting at 11 o'clock? Well, it's 11:05. Better think of a plot. 1, 2, 3, go. That's no joke what happened. I was unsatisfied with the plot I had for you guys, and this is all improvised 100%.
Cool.
Yeah, I like
well,
it, so-
I like it so far. But
I
yeah,
like that I can
a
make a
sketched out
decision.
map would be good.
This is basically.
I like that I can make a decision and not have to worry about it being outside of the plans.
Oh.
Hold on. What'd you say?
Wait,
Someone
I like
said something.
I like that I can make a decision and not have to worry about it being outside of the plans because there's nothing
There's
in
no
the plan.
plan. Absolutely not. So I'm gonna do a quick sketch here on this map while you guys kind of talk about stuff. Talk about general stuff, but
Oh, here
I'm gonna make a general. This is not gonna be to scale because I'm not zooming it out anymore. But this is a general map of the area.
How about a new map so we can work with our tokens and everything?
Yes, I
Yeah,
will in a
that's
second. I
what's coming
promise.
up.
That's what's coming. I'm just working.
Gotcha.
right now.
I'm grabbing my initiative there because why not?
Uh,
This
I
is
don't
a
need
pretty
it.
rough sketch of a map.
By the way, so you guys can kind of know how the slavery has been working in New Bastion and in Bastion for that matter. The jailer's rings and prisoner's rings are often the sign of binding, whereas slaves will have prisoner's rings, their master will have a jailer ring. And if you don't know what those are, they're rings that cannot be removed except for with wish, remove, curse, or miracle.
That's not cool.
They're pretty heavy rings. And they tend to be, the slavery doesn't tend to be so much as like workforce slavery. I mean, there is plenty of workforce slavery, but
It's more like indentured servitude.
there's a lot of indentured servitude, quote unquote. That was more like house servant. Let me see, house servant, prostitution. I actually had a character that was a slave. That was a hired killer. That was basically going around killing the master's enemies for him. So it's pretty open ended. Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
So you
Oh, and
need a wish to remove these things. And what happened? There's no like key.
no.
The only way they can be removed is via those wishes, or if the person that put it on them in the first place removes it for them.
Yep.
What if they
There's
die?
serious rings. What?
There.
Yeah. What if they die? Doesn't the spell just end?
If they die, they would just remove the ring for them because they're dead. Why would they need the slave anymore? They use the ring.
Oh, it automatically removes it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's our solution then.
No. I mean, what if the master dies? That's what I meant.
The master dies. It's a wish to get it off. Then.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it still remains on the master. I mean, people can take the jailer's rings off of the master, I believe.
If you can, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
no,
so let's just kill the masters. So kill anybody with a master's ring,
Yeah,
and then take the ring off and free all the slaves.
I think that's how it works.
free the slave.
I hope so, because otherwise we're going to have a bunch of slaves indentured to dead masters, and
Yep.
Yeah, and
That's basically free.
also just FYI, although of course they all wanted to be free, there were a few different races that their culture was actually based around indentured servitude, such
Like
as
halflings for a while.
Tanya were kind of raised as slaves and kind of had that slave mentality growing up. So, and I don't remember any other races that happened like that, but my character was in Tanya, so. That's
well, after all the slaves are free, anybody who wants to go back to being a slave is more than welcome to do so.
Right.
Somewhere. We don't know where, but
Okay, so I think I'm gonna move you guys onto this map quickly. Give me 1 second to move your tokens on there, and
How
then
do I GM roll? I forgot. I'm sorry.
/GR.
slash GR. Oh, is it slash GR?
Yep, /GR.
I use this.
You can do /GR if you want to.
Yeah.
Easier and quicker.
There's
probably is.
one,
I type
two,
fast enough that it's really
three,
like a
four,
negligible difference, but
five. Oh, and I'm gonna re-roll that one actually. So there.
None of the 20 the one I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So those are
Okay.
all my checks.
It's not gonna be hard with your bonuses to stealth. So
Yeah, I've got incredible stealth. They're on a -5 to detect, and those are my filch
yep, gotcha.
rules.
I'm gonna go in and
I'm
steal
just
things.
I'm just hiding everything that I pick up. I'm just putting it in a secret location.
just hiding their stuff so they're
Yeah.
confused.
Oh no, you'll see. It's brilliant. You're gonna really be happy about this when you get in there.
It's gonna be pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure what I should do for what's about to happen, but it's gonna be interesting.
It will be an interesting fight. Yeah.
It
Are
is
you like hiding their tents? Because that would be the
Best-
most amazing thing.
best map of the entire event
I
right
am
here.
proud of you, Max.
That
That's
is
nothing-
beautiful. I'm
It's the best
crying
map ever.
at the
That
beauty of this.
sun thing in the middle is actually the main bonfire area.
That's
I kind of
gorgeous.
figured. Oh,
Yes.
I zoomed in too far.
The double lines here is the entrance, of course, and everything else should be pretty obvious. I think it's pretty self-explanatory map overall.
So, are there any like clearly obvious slave masters out in this area?
Not yet. You guys are pretty early in the morning still. You're assuming everything's still being set up for the day. You hear a lot of people talking and moving about inside the actual encampment, but nobody has left yet. And you do see guards out in the distance on the wall. You guys are still kind of hidden from sight. Dem graphics.
So- Dem graphics. So, Groff pulls out his flaming greatsword because he wants to have that ready.
Because why not?
Because why not?
That's what we're fighting on right now.
He does 3d6 plus 6 damage, 1d6 of which is fire. So that'll be fun. A neuron. Yes. No. See, I thought this was a tree, which we're saving trees, so it's appropriate.
I like that we're fighting on a neuron better.
I like to be fighting in a tree. We're gonna fight in a tree to save the trees.
It even has like on the end of the neurons. There's I can't think that I don't.
Scepters.
Yeah.
I just picked a random word out of my butt. I have no idea. if
No,
that's
there's. I'm trying to remember what is on the end of each dendrite. There's like this. It's where the camouflage. I don't know. I can't think of. I'm too tired to think about this stuff.
Okay.
Any fire.
So guys, how are we doing this?
Dim
Well-
graphics. Such many fire. Much
Groff.
pace. Wow.
Groff looks to the others for guidance because he's aware that he's not entirely. He's at least somewhat aware that he's not the smartest person.
I'm going to say, by the way, you guys have probably about 10 minutes or so before people start coming out and start working their way out of the encampments to go work on stuff.
You might just wait. Groff has his sword ready, so he's
That's what you want.
looking to. He's looking at the others curiously because he's trying not to be loud.
I am going to hold on. We don't know where the halfling.
No, we don't know.
Nope. He's
Where the
like.
hobbit went.
I think he's here.
Okay.
You're quite sure I'm around. You just don't know quite where. You know that
Yeah.
I mentioned like I'm gonna slip into this camp and check things out.
Okay.
Look,
Um.
you didn't disappear without saying anything.
No,
So
I left a note actually. I left a note on Grom's weapon. I just like taped it to Grom's hammer.
Groff's-
Yeah, sorry.
He was
Grom,
just like-
Groff.
He held it. He gave it to someone else because he can't read it.
So I'm going to wait until I hear people starting to mill about, just about to come out of the gate, and then I want to cast Haunting Mists on.
You're waiting for people to come out of the gate?
Yeah.
Is that the general consensus?
Yeah.
Sorry.
think so.
Okay, because things are going to happen before you do
never
anything
mind.
you would do. So, you guys wait for a short time. You're kind of waiting, kind of biding your time. You know people are going to come out pretty soon. The logging area starts pretty quickly in the mornings. Korik would notice this from the inside too, and you all would see this on either side of the gates or wherever you might be laying in wait. You hear some stuff happening on the other side of what you assume is this gate go in there, and you hear a few surprised yelps as the gate itself doesn't swing open. It just kind of falls forward like the gate, like the drawbridge or something, and just with a loud thunk just hits the ground. And you hear kind of a couple people kind of yelling, "What happened to the gate? Who did this? Look at these hinges. What happened over here?"
Nice.
And you
So-
you hear people milling around in the front there, and you don't really know what else is happening inside right now.
So Groff takes this opportunity because if there's one thing he knows, it's combat. So he
Groff smash.
charges to right freaking here,
I'm going.
and he
hang on.
screams as loud as he possibly can.
I am going to zoom. I'm going to make the map a little bigger so that we can get a little separate area for the entrance for a combat. All right.
All right, cool.
Need to be a little bit more room here. I'm going to move it down to the bottom right, and I will just draw us a little area for combat. So it's going to be.
Zoom out.
No, you don't need to zoom out. I don't think.
There we go. Oh, I zoomed the wrong direction. I just want to get a little bit more on
This is
things.
the entrance. This is about to scale, honestly. So yeah, this is the entrance going in. And
So Groff-
there's a big door on the floor. That's a door. Beautiful door.
Oh, okay. So
Looks like-
he runs up on top of it. He stands on this
Stand
now
door.
fallen door.
Did
and he
I'm going to move the rest
yells.
down there.
It's the biggest orcish guttural yell that you can imagine.
Yep.
With his big sword that's on
I'm just going
fire.
to somewhere up
ready to-
there for now.
Now, Fnordson's going to kind of follow behind Groff. He's got his short bow out. Anybody who seems to be threatening Groff is going to get an arrow to the knee.
Alrighty then.
Also a great
I'm going to
sword.
throw some enemies in here for you guys. So you guys have something to fight. Give me 1 second.
Beatrix, get behind us.
There.
No,
We have random people
problem.
milling about here. There we go.
I see an ogre.
You do.
It's gonna be fun.
None of these guys have actually drawn their weapons because they're not really prepared for a combat.
I know, right?
Good.
I was
And as
smart.
Groff charges, yelling in this like blood rage, basically. Oh, hold on, Groff.
He's not raging yet,
Let me
but-
throw this stuff that I drew into the background.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not worried about it. I'm probably gonna move him here soon anyway.
There.
He's not raging yet, by the way. Like he's.
I didn't assume so. I'm just saying I'm moving stuff to the map layer, so you're above.
Yeah.
That way I can move things around without hating that stuff. You're gonna
Yeah.
run in, and these guys are gonna reach for weapons to draw against you as you charge them. Nothing happens. They look confused at their belts. There is no weapons on their belts right now. Every single one of them is missing their weapon. The guy on the right here only has a shield in his hand, and he just kind of holds the shield clutched against him, like, "Oh God, what do I do?"
Groff sees him cowering. He stands right up next to him, and he gets right up in his face and just screams again, right in his face.
One second, we're doing a fortitude save.
Flying across his face.
Roll an intimidate check opposed to that.
Oh God. Do I get a bonus for being huge?
You definitely do.
Okay, so what's my bonus then?
I'll do it. Don't worry.
Okay, so this is gonna suck because my charisma. Remember, my charisma sucks.
I know.
It's not gonna take much this time.
Oh!
Look at that. He just kind of falls over. You ever seen the fainting goats?
Yeah.
He pulls a fainting goat. It's kind of lock, and he just kind of falls over prone.
Groff is nice enough to not stab him.
As yet another depressing combat starring Max begins.
Oh, good.
So roll initiative.
I'm so pleased with this rogue. You have no idea. My plan worked perfectly.
Yeah, you guys have Korik to thank for the lack of weapons in this combat, by the way.
I stole and broke every weapon in the camp. Which not only means that none of them have weapons to attack with, it also means when they try to punch you, you get an opportunity attack against them because they're probably not trained in unarmed combat. So
this is probably going to be the shortest combat possible.
I'm just going to smash everything.
They've all basically already surrendered their arms. Which, by the way, my token isn't on the initiative order. So.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't put you in there. There you go.
I'm not sure where I would be in the camp. I imagine since I took the hinges off, I'd probably be around here.
Yeah, you
probably want to watch.
Kind of giggling like, "Oh my God, this will be amazing."
Yeah.
The only two people who don't seem concerned that they don't have weapons are the two right here.
Yeah, the wizard and the
large guy that just kind of carries around. He just actually grabs a big log out of the fire and just walks up toward you guys. You assume that he probably didn't have a weapon to start with.
Yeah.
So yeah. Why don't we start and
here?
Nordson, you will going first. I'll roll the
Wonderful.
initiative. They're probably not going to beat Nordson though.
So this guy's basically down, right?
We'll go after him. We'll go after Nordson. Yeah.
So good. I know.
Alrighty. Nordson is going to come up here, kind of behind Groff, and he's going to shoot an arrow at this guy who looks like a wizard to me.
That's a good plan.
And then when he does, after he's done, he's going to probably put his short bow away and draw his longsword. So an 8 probably misses, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it definitely misses, unfortunately.
And I guess that's his turn.
Okay. These guys are going to... Well, the guy you're in front of, Groff, is going to take his turn to stand, and you get an opportunity attack. Well, hold on. We're going to decide something here.
What?
Yeah, no, he's just going to kind of try to scurry backwards away from you, backing away.
Like, nope.
Nope.
He's basically crab walking as fast as he can away from you, yelling for help. The wizard behind him is going to look toward Groff, and he is going to attempt to cast a fireball against you, so please reflex save. And actually, I need one from Fenordson as well.
You got it.
Reflex. My reflex isn't actually that bad.
Reflex 15.
15 will save, and 15 will save, so you're each going to take half damage from this.
Excellent.
So, half damage from... That's 11 damage each.
10, because I have a DR.
Well, no, it's not. DR is not against spells.
Oh, it doesn't work against spells?
No, even Barbarian DR. Normal DR does not work against spells. That's what spell resistance is for. SR. Two different things.
I'm down at 66. Let me fix my token.
So it's 11 damage each. And the rogues over here, they're kind of grasping for weapons, and they don't know what to do. And rolling a D100 chaos dice. Yeah, nothing happens for them, unfortunately. They kind of start backing away and yelling for more help, and they run away. And another one of the big guys kind of lumbers out to
Oh,
look.
fun.
He's going to join
Lumbers.
eventually.
Yep.
Yep. Get it? And that is their turn, and it is Ryland's turn.
I will move to the right, though I don't know actually how to get my guy to stick there.
You've got to go onto the select move tool in the upper left. You're on the measure tool now.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we'll shoot the big guy directly straight in front of me there.
Are you talking about the very big guy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Shooting your allies would not be very cool.
No,
Yeah.
probably not.
I
Okay.
guess we'll get Groff to rage.
Didn't he rage already? That's a hit.
Yeah, I can rage. I can rage whenever. It's a barbarian.
All right, go for it then. I didn't know if you had already or not.
No, I haven't yet.
Okay.
I haven't even attacked.
4 or 5 damage.
Awesome.
And
So,
that'll do
right, not much damage, but it's a decent amount. And the arrow thunks into his chest, and he just kind of looks down at it, confused at what just happened. He looks at you. He's like, he just kind of glares at you a little bit, like, "Why did you do that?" Korik's turn. If he's taking his turn now.
Korik is gonna browse around this. Not he's just looking around, see if anyone has anything particularly valuable looking, like they're wearing.
Do
Combat. Take their stuff.
Do I what?
do combination.
Who cares about combat? Take their stuff.
Perception and appraise.
Okay. Sorry, I know that I get a bonus. Yeah, basically, as a swift action, I can get a +1 and appraise all the items that a target is wearing, like on a field.
Okay, so
just-
we'll just do a perception and do that for all of them. So yeah. Go ahead, roll it.
This is the appraise.
Okay, do the perception first. Actually, we'll use that appraise, but we'll do the perception first to see if you can see things that because you've taken most of the most obvious stuff already. Yeah, the wizard is actually you kind of catch the hint of a wand poking out of his vest.
And where's this wizard again?
Ew.
Sorry. The battlefield.
The wizard
That's
is this guy right up here.
All right.
And you see it poking out of his vest a little bit, and you don't recognize what kind of wand it is, but you always know wand.
Well, I can slip over there, and I'll make a stealth check to do it, obviously.
Okay. And I believe sleight of hand will let you filch, correct?
Yep. And it's not a direct attack, so I can stay invisible while doing it.
It is. You're right. And he is going to do a perception check, but probably fail horribly.
This is the stealth check.
Yeah. Doesn't see a damn thing.
Sorry.
You don't need the stealth check. Just do the.
okay.
just automatic pass.
You're invisible, dude. He rolled an 11. It's impossible.
That's
for
the
him to see you.
filch.
The filch check is successful. You pull the wand out. You have no idea what it does, but you pull the wand out.
Yeah.
We need
Okay.
the ground and find out. All right, so Groff's turn.
Yes.
So Groff just got hit with fire, so he's not particularly happy.
He is not.
He's not.
Would it be?
That wizard is going to
would
be
it
very
fair
unhappy.
to say he is raging at this idea?
It would be fair to say he's somewhat raging. So am I close? Am I far enough away that I can charge? I don't remember the charge distance.
Yes, you
Good
can.
enough. All right, cool. So he charges, and he rages, then charges at this wizard. 4. Let me find it.
You get a plus.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
from a charge.
I can't full attack, unfortunately. I wish I could.
No,
I
but
get
you
plus
get
2 for
plus 2 to attack for charging.
Yeah. So, and so that's 1d20 plus 18.
That's a hit.
and he power attacks, which is do I have that feat? Oh yeah, I do. I don't remember what the. Oh wait, it's -2 for power attack, isn't it? It's a hit anyway.
Yeah, you still hit. Don't worry. He has like 22 AC.
I just have to remember how power attack works. I don't remember the rules for power attack.
Plus 4 to damage.
Plus 4 to damage. All right,
On top of
so
whatever else obscene bonuses you have.
Okay,
but it
so
costs 2 to hit, maybe?
I'm gonna roll a bunch of dice. Let's
Nope.
roll
Was it AC?
It's 2 to hit for
plus
4 damage.
plus 8 damage first, so that's 14 damage, and then no, plus 12. I'm sorry, that's plus 4 more, so that's 18 damage plus 1d6 fire damage.
Okay,
So he takes
so minus
24 damage.
24 damage to him. Nice.
Yeah.
That is a serious hit to him, and he kind of staggers a little bit.
He's not happy.
Beatrix.
Don't blow up. You don't blow up.
So I'm going to come up. Okay, goes there.
AC is down to 16 for the next round.
Yep. Did you take the minus 2 from charging as well?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That's with the minus 2 from charge.
Gotcha. All right.
Sorry.
That's fine. What is Lyra doing?
I'm moving up to there.
And doing what?
And I'm going to cast Mad Hallucination on him.
Mad hallucination? Can you link it, please?
Yes. Okay.
On the orc or on the wizard?
On the wizard, I hope.
Wizard? Okay, 1 second. Let me look at the spell. What's your
Oh, no,
save
it's-
DC for this spell?
Blah, blah, blah.
I've seen it's a will negates. Yep.
It's will negates.
It's
It's my
int mod if you're a wizard. So int mod plus spell level plus 10.
24.
24 DC, so he'll roll. Oh, He does not save. He will take a minus 2 to all will saves, int-based checks, wisdom-based checks, and all that good stuff.
Oh,
He's having trouble seeing straight right now.
And then my little dragon buddy is going to fly up behind. Is going to fly up here.
I shall draw a circle for him. There. It's the best dragon I've ever drawn.
It is.
Actually, hold on.
I can move it.
It's going
Yeah,
to-
but it's not even a knucker.
Here's his breath weapon attack. He's actually gonna come over here.
There you go.
Thank
I
you.
wish I could give you control of the drawing, but I can't. I mean, you could technically draw your own, but
So he's gonna go over there, and he is going to cast his breath weapon, which is a 5-foot cone of Euphoria. It's a DC 12 fort.
DC 12 forward on the big guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well try.
Wow, he barely saves.
Oh.
That's sad.
Oh. Fine.
it's okay. We'll smash him later.
It's depressing.
Yeah, I know.
Well, more likely cleave him in two. I mean,
It would have caused him to become staggered, sickened, and immune to fear. Immune to fear.
immune to fear. I don't know. That might not be good. I kind of like to intimidate things.
Anyway,
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's okay.
that's kind of stupid.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Fenordson.
So I've just been mentally treating this dude next to me as coward.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So is that all that's affecting this orc here?
Ogre.
What's that? Ogre.
He's
What
prone. He's basically
He's prone.
He's on his butt right now.
So I get a move up here, and I get a +4 bonus to attacking him.
Yes, sir.
Coup de grace if you want. Oh, no, he's not helpless.
He's not helpless, so no coup de grace. You can
So-
use +4 bonus to your attack though.
All right, so add 4 to this to hit roll. That is actually a potential crit.
It's 17 crit.
Yeah, with a keen longsword.
Ah, nice. So yeah, it's a crit. You deal max damage. No, you don't have to confirm. Not on my
Oh.
system. You did a full crit, a max damage crit. So you did 16. Is it times 2 or times 3?
I don't remember
Times 2.
offhand. It is 2, so 24 points of damage.
16. Yeah, no, 20 points.
Wait, what?
Times 2 on an 8 is 16.
Oh, okay.
You
Doesn't add
alright.
the
You also-
strength bonus doesn't double.
Yeah, you only multiply variable dice.
So
I
8
didn't know
plus
that.
8 plus 4 is 20 points.
Yep, 20 points of damage. So he is not looking so hot. All right. And it is... Is that your turn then, I assume?
That is, I moved and I attacked.
All right, it is
Now
their
it's his
turn.
turn.
This guy here is going to try to back away from you.
He's gonna bump into.
Yep. Korik,
Korik.
make a reflex check so he doesn't know that you're there.
All right.
To kind of just let him pass past you.
Groff is completely ignoring him at this point. He's like, whatever, he's not worth it.
You kind of barely step out of the way in time as he kind of scoots past you going this way.
Now, if he's moving, do I get a attack of opportunity?
Yeah, I guess so.
Would I?
Oh, I guess I do too.
Do you want to take it is the question, Ben.
I don't see why not.
Not right
No,
now.
I don't see
no,
why I wouldn't.
not right now.
Yeah,
I
I
just
was going to
slip out
say,
of the
you
way.
probably don't want to take that attack yet.
Nordson definitely does.
If I could apply sneak attack
As
bonus
does-
to it, it might not be bad. But I don't
Actually,
think I need it.
I think Groff is just gonna let him go.
Okay.
He's busy
Arthur?
focusing on the wizard and he's raging. So
Korik, if you want to take yours first, go ahead.
Korik isn't going to.
I'm gonna stay
then-
hidden for now. I'm gonna stay hidden.
Well, I'm swinging at him.
Okay.
Not looking forward to being
That
hit.
is going to miss, unfortunately.
13's a miss. No, 17's a miss. Because he was prone, right?
Yeah, 17's a miss.
Okay.
His AC is higher than that. So yeah, unfortunately you missed. As he scuttles away, you're not used to attacking something that's crab crawling away from you, and you kind of stumble and miss. And he just scoots past, and you don't know it, but Korik kind of steps past and lets him go. Groff
Nope.
just ignores him. He's a coward. The wizard is going to step back and try to move away, and he is going to
bad idea.
he's going to cast another fireball centered on Groff. So all four of you need to make reflex checks, as does the guy that's prone.
20.
Plus, what was it?
He will fail, and the prone guy is going to die. Actually,
Oh, I failed. Oh well.
you failed.
That's okay. I have 66
Norton
more.
pass and Lyra reflex.
Yeah, I know. I was trying
We don't have any healers. This is gonna be fun. Well, we have a bard.
You have a bard.
That's the closest we're gonna get.
Well, a little bit of everything.
Lyra passes. Did we miss anyone? Den.
I
Reflex
rolled.
check.
I rolled.
Oh, you did. You got the 20. I apologize. Yeah. So the guy in the brown crab walking dies. Groff does not save, and Finorton does. So everybody else. So half damage for everyone except for Groff.
Okay, that sounds cool. That's okay.
19. So half would be
9.
rounded down. Yeah. No, it's rounded down. So, yeah, you're right. 9
9.
damage.
9 points.
9 to Groff. Or no,
I'm at
9
47.
except Groff. 9
I'm
to
at
Groff.
47 now. Funny.
And
That
it
was
is
the
big
wrong
guy's turn.
choice.
He's going to step up toward Nordson. And he's going to take a swing at you with this kind of charcoaly, embery tree branch he has. For a 7, not 1. I need you to roll a chaos dice for me.
What is that?
1d100. High is good for you. Bad for him.
Roll 100. Be winner. Ascend.
Just too far low. He only misses you. Nothing else happens, unfortunately.
Aw.
Yes. And the other one is going to start lumbering toward you guys as well. And it is Ryland's turn.
I will use a full attack action on the big guy that just tried to swing on the Nord, and let me see. I will actually use many shot as well.
Okay. Go for it.
Uh, 22.
That will barely hit.
Okay. And do I roll these? It's just
Roll all the attacks
roll.
now and then roll damage afterwards.
Okay. Let's see. And second attack.
That's a hit as well. That's damage and damage, so 13 damage.
Yep.
And 2 more arrows thunk into his chest. He is at that much. Oh, sorry. I added his health.
And we don't want that.
There we go.
So
Okay.
how many- so that's one turn of rage I've spent, and I've got 14 left. All right.
It is now Korik's turn, I believe.
I'm gonna slip up here, and I can slip all the way up to this thing's side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw my short sword, and I'm gonna basically try to find a weak point and just stab this mage.
Go for it. Roll the attack. Although honestly, you have a pretty high bonus.
Do I? Okay.
Well,
Well, nat 20
Wow.
it. So
yeah, you have a high bonus. You're okay. So
Yeah.
roll the damage.
it's not gonna be very good, but then I'm gonna roll sneak attack. So.
You get sneak attacks, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So 3 damage with a sneak attack, please. So
That
we
sneaks.
have 4, 5 damage plus 13, so 18 damage to him,
And a chaos dice.
and a chaos dice to see if you can do a little extra.
Come on, ascend. Not bad.
Yep. Do just a little bit extra and you get it in there and you just twist it a little bit and he kind of lets out a gurgle and just kind of falls to the ground dead.
And you
Oh,
all
excellent.
finally see
I was
Korik,
charging.
who's
Yeah,
sort
Korik
of
just
looking
appears-
over and grinning at
He
you.
appears and is waving at you with his sword still in this guy's chest, or in this guy's like kidney, and he just kind of pulls it out and just waves.
Say, finally, you did something.
Groff grins at Korik.
All right, and with that, it is Groff's turn.
And let's see, is this another opportunity that I get to charge? I love opportunities to charge. This is. It's perfect. So, charging. Rolling 1d20 plus 18. And, let's see, it's 2d6 plus 4? Power attack? Or no, whatever. I keep forgetting it's 16 with the power attack. Okay. And slash roll 1d6. That's not plus 4. I'm sorry. I did that wrong. Let's see. It's
Damage supposed to be done?
plus 12 for the damage.
Okay, so you
total.
have 10, 22 damage. Right?
And wait, not done.
Nope.
26 fire damage. So one more.
Ooh,
23 damage.
you could have killed him if you'd rolled high. No, he is
I
quite
know.
hurt right
It's-
now.
So he's good enough. Someone else will kill him.
Back.
I'm hearing a truck or something.
10.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why am I not hearing it?
Your
computer's
bite
down?
gain is really high right now.
That is really strange.
Yeah,
Are you in front
There
of
we
a fan or something?
much better. All right. Yeah, this guy is not
Is it-
looking
is
too
it
happy.
still doing that?
No, it's perfect.
No.
Nope, it stopped.
Because nothing changed in my room at all that whole time.
Strange.
Did you
Yeah.
move the mic?
No, nothing changed. 0 things changed. I'm like, what?
Alrighty then. It's like Tim's ghost flushing.
I know, right?
Beatrix, you're up.
It would be me.
Are you gonna hit allies with a fireball? Why don't you shoot this guy? Shoot this guy over here with something.
You can't see him right now. He doesn't have line of sight. Remember, this is the doorway here. The wall is on the left side of it.
Yeah,
No, it's
Beatrix can
Beatrix.
see him.
Oh, Beatrix can. Yeah,
Yeah, shoot him.
you can match.
Definitely target him.
Sorry, I was playing the game earlier today, a Runelord's game, where the party mage,
Missiles.
like the barbarian went down, and the party mage decided that the best course of action was to fireball everything.
This is wizard. First level spell.
That's always a good plan.
The new players lived.
Two
Everyone else died.
4 points each. Zero is doing magic missile, guys.
4
sounds
magic missiles at level 7. That's nice.
Oh, 4.
That works.
All right.
1, 3, 5, and 7.
Pick how many you want to do on each one. Who are you attacking with all of them?
I'm
Do 3 and 1
Put
personally.
them all on the far one.
If you want.
Yeah,
Trust me. Trust me. Put
Yeah.
them all on the far one. Trust me on this.
4d4 plus 4. 11
What?
damage. Not bad, actually. Could be worse. So, yeah, those all unerringly hit, and 4 magic missiles strike this guy in the face. And he lets out a yell as it's Benoordson's turn. Unless you want to move, Lyra?
Groff yells back.
No, but I'm gonna move my little fairy dude back to me.
Okay, cool.
Oh, here. Sorry. I will move. Fairy dude. Select. There we go. Ah, it won't let me select him. There we go. I don't know where exactly you want him.
It's fine.
Just next to me, it's fine.
Okay. There.
So, for Nordson.
Fnordson kind of leans forward, and he, you notice that he'd been holding back a belch for a while.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, well, he finally lets it go. And hang on just a minute, because I'm drawing.
Please say you're about to do Stinking Cloud.
No, not at this
Do better.
point.
Wasted
So-
opportunity.
Do you have flame breath? Because that would be amazing. I don't even know how you would do it as a whatever you are.
You are- It would also be amazing, though. But what is he doing? What do we got?
He lets out a loud belch at the ogre right in front of him, and a blast of lightning comes out of his mouth and zaps both of the ogres for 7d6 damage, and it's a DC 16 to do half damage.
What is this?
This is, if you scroll up to right before we rolled initiative, Fnordson drank a blue bottle out of his bandolier. And
Uh-oh.
this is the belch that he's been holding in is a blue dragon lightning breath.
Oh my god. Okay, so reflex save is DC what?
16.
Okay, first one fails, second one fails.
They both take 23 points of damage.
This one right here is just disintegrated, and this one here is looking seriously injured.
And Fnordson looks very relieved.
Drop laughs.
deletes
like,
that.
so freaking hard. He stops.
And
For
stupidly laughing and stuff.
comedic reasons, I kind of wish that I could get a turn in before this combat ends. But it's very meta. My reason is very meta.
Ryan,
God,
if you would be willing to let him, that's totally fine. It's up to you. It is their turn. This guy's going to come up to Groff, or up to Fedortson, sorry, and he's going to take a swing at him. Oh, someone dropped the call? Nobody dropped the call. No.
no, we're good.
Plus
We got an ad up.
It's not saying a lot.
24 to hit Fedortson.
That is a hit.
Okay. He'll deal 12 damage to you.
That hurt real
And
bad.
with that, it is Ryland's turn.
How do I
Ryland,
close this
choose
freaking
to end
ad?
combat with an attack, or I believe Korak had something
Yeah,
interesting in
I
it.
have something comedic
You wanna let-
if you're interested.
It is completely up to you.
Yeah, I'll withhold my action.
Okay, you're gonna hold. All right.
Yeah.
Korak. See if you can have.
I'm gonna spend. I'm already holding that wand that I stole.
Yeah.
I'm gonna operate it at this orc.
He's not sure what it does, but he's gonna point this
Yeah,
thing
I'm
at the
gonna
orc.
point it at the
Kind of
orc and use it.
wiggle it. He's gonna kind of close his eyes and point at the orc and kind of wiggle it a little bit.
I
Hoping
know
something
how
happens.
to
Hope
use
it's
a
not
wand.
healing.
I've used wands before. They all work the same way. You just grasp them in your hand and think, and something happens.
Snort screams
does
and
that.
ducks and
And
covers his
stroke them
head.
gently, and then the spell comes out the tip.
Yeah.
As he does that, a lightning bolt shoots out and just shatters the air right directly at this
Hey.
ogre.
Hey, Fjordson, I guess you could say I stole your thunder.
The ogre will save on this one, I
There.
believe, but you'll still roll 7d6.
Okay. Oh, it's that high of a caster level. Wow.
Yeah, it's a high
I
caster
wasn't
level
expecting
one.
that.
Glad you stole it.
27 damage, and he is disintegrated as well.
Nice.
I sort of toss
And-
the wand, like I'm sort of twirling the wand around my finger and tossing it. Like, this is pretty nice.
So,
And you guys are done with combat. Congratulations.
so Groff lowers the sword, looks around like, that was good. That was great. He's still holding it because he's not stupid enough to let go of it in an enemy camp. But, I mean, he's stupid, but not that stupid.
I'm just gonna pocket this wand in my coat.
I don't blame you. Go for it. Groff can't use it.
Well,
Oh,
it's a pretty nice little ranged ability. It seems like a good thing to keep it around.
Yeah.
No, use magic device as a trained only skill. And Groff
Yeah.
doesn't have it.
You can't use a wand without UMDs.
Right, exactly. I said, Groff can't use it. And I thought I heard someone say, well, he could. And I was like, no, he couldn't. It would,
So,
the best he could do was make it explode in his face.
so guys, what
If
now?
it's up for grabs, I'd like it.
I believe Korak wanted to keep a hold of it, but yeah. You have your lightning breath. It's much cooler.
You have so many spells. It's pretty much it, besides my 1d3 hand crossbow. So I'm kind of keeping
Groff
hold of
is-
it for now.
All right. So, did anybody other than me get injured here? I don't think so.
I
No,
took a little
no,
bit of
you don't
damage,
want-
but not
No,
very
wait,
much.
Groff did. Yeah, Groff did.
Oh,
'Cause
Groff
those
and
fireballs.
Korak did, yeah.
All right, hang on. I'm going to check Bard
Drop is-
spells. See what I have to heal with. 'Cause I don't
Drop is
even
fine.
know. I haven't been able to play a Bard in Pathfinder ever.
It was the first thing I played, but it only lasted one session in Pathfinder. I haven't played a stupid character in a really long time. I miss it. Not having
Cure light wounds. I can cast 5 of them. GM, would you be so kind as to give me another bar or 2 that I can use on my character?
Wait, no, you can't do that yourself. I apologize. I'll do that right now.
Yeah, I would like one for raging too, please, while
Nope,
you're
I
at
will
it.
do that for you both.
I
You
can
should be able to see and edit all of your bars now for Artson, and I will do the same for Groff.
Beautiful. Thank you. So,
I think I
There you go,
can
Groff.
actually-
You did.
There we go. Thank you.
No problem.
all right. So,
This to be 13 out of 15, and this to be 47 out of 77.
Gruff, there you are. All right. First, assuming we have time for multiple spells here.
They're all
GM,
standard
do
actions.
we?
I would think so. I would think so. They're all standard actions. I mean, like 5 spells would take literally 30 seconds.
All righty. Let me see. Cure light wounds plus 1 level, so plus 5. 1d8 plus 5 to Groff.
I'll roll it real fast, unless you want to do it.
I got it here.
Caster can do it.
Okay.
Dang! Right there.
That works.
Dem rolls.
Good enough for me. I did not need much more than that.
Dem
All
rolls.
right.
Dem rolls.
And 1 on myself.
That brings me up to 60. That's enough.
And another on myself.
Because you really need it.
So that's 19. Let's see how that brings me.
Yeah.
And
Shabby, maybe one more. It's up to you, though.
yeah, I'm going to.
You're going to overkill it. Watch. Oh,
There we go.
there you go. Much better.
All right, almost fully healed.
Yep. So,
And that was 4 spells I cast, so take this down 4.
What's that red bar?
And
red bar.
Red
is
bar. Yeah.
It's
Why
what?
did that not work?
Second level spells.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's an interesting way to do it. So, you guys are in this encampment now. People are kind of poking their heads out, and you're having trouble telling slaves from slavers at this point because nobody has weapons, and everybody's pretty afraid of you.
I would be invisible
So-
again, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
So, Groff-
You'd be willing to bet,
Groff-
by the way, that the wizard you guys just killed was probably the leader.
Yeah. So Groff holds his sword in his hands, upright, looking all strong and stuff, and he shouts, "Release your slave!" Well, not release. He doesn't say release. He says, "Free slaves and leave." That's all he says, with his sword ready and like looking like a big orc.
When
He
he's
shouts as loud as he can.
shouting, people kind of duck their heads in surprise back in their tents a little bit. And there's like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 people that kind of wander out and just like there's a couple people following each of them, and they just kind of wander over and just stand in front of you guys, looking really sheepish and kind of cowardly.
What are they wearing? This is important.
In terms of what? Clothing?
Well, clothing and
Well, you
Yeah.
can definitely tell the slave once they step out of the tents. You can tell the slavers from the slaves. The slaves are dressed just horribly,
yeah.
legs if that. And the slavers, for the most part, are wearing kind of leather armor or better clothing of some kind or another, workers' clothing in some senses. Why?
I'm going to make myself as
Well,
loud as I
what-
possibly can and just pulling out my, all my bardic voice and make myself as intimidating as I can.
Not so hard when you have Ralph standing next to you with a big sword.
Yes,
ready.
exactly, with a sword. And yell out something along the lines of, "We are here to end this slavery. If you are a slaver, step forward. If you are a slave, we will free you. And if you are foolish enough to hide from us, you will die. And all the slavers line up before us."
And we shall be merciful.
Yes, we shall.
We are good.
We shall show mercy to those who surrender peacefully. We shall show no mercy to anyone who should attempt to hide or fight us.
Gruff interjects with, also stop cutting pretty trees. And stop cutting pretty trees.
Yes, and the tree thing too.
I feel like it's gonna feel pretty awesome if we just ended an entire Splinter group simply by virtue of being terrifying.
Yeah, that's basically honestly what's happening right now. You guys are kind of taking your time going throughout the camp, and you start freeing people, and the general reaction between everybody is pretty much the same, in such that it's basically shock. And based on kind of looking at their ages and that kind of stuff, quite a few of them have been in slavery for probably decades, honestly. And you would guess that probably a good number of them were probably born into slavery as well. They are in 100% legitimate shock right now.
Like, what do we do? What do we do?
Couple questions. First, you said all the slaves were wearing rings, and then their masters had a ring as well.
Yes.
I'm going to talk to the rest of the party. How would you feel about cutting off the ring finger of everyone wearing a slaver ring?
It doesn't.
Sounds kind of unnecessary, but
It
Mark
kind of is.
them.
You're getting them to remove them anyways already.
yeah, we are having them just take them off.
Yeah, and actually, if you of the slaver ring, right?
Yeah,
Right,
take
there's-
all the
Slavers.
master rings, so
Yeah.
they are marked as slavers.
That's what's happening.
From this
You guys are
time
convincing
on.
jailers to remove their own rings and remove the rings from their slaves.
Right.
Notice that all of a
I love-
sudden, the slavers seem to be expediting their actions, as if somehow spurred on by something.
Are you
That's all-
poking them in the back
that's-
invisibly?
All right, so we're not interested in like permanently marking these people as slavers. We're just going to take their rings and let them go.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't know.
'Cause I
don't
figure.
think Ralph- I don't think Groff would like think to cut fingers off, and I don't really think he would like.
You wouldn't need to.
Huh?
That's my point. is
Yeah,
that
he wouldn't
you
see a point.
take the rings
He'd be like,
off.
"Why? They're giving us rings. Why cut fingers off?"
Yeah.
Well, they can put on any.
Yeah, it's
finger.
not just ring
It's-
finger. It can
yeah.
put it on any finger.
Yep.
So.
You'd have to
Well-
put
Right,
on-
Groff would not understand the symbolism involved in that at
Yeah.
all.
Right, and
It would
it
take so much
is
time to
it is
convince him of
purely
that.
a symbolic.
And honestly, you wouldn't have to. Is the thing.
No, we wouldn't have to, but I mean, it would be the same
It's
thing
to-
as like
it's to
putting a
say
big
these people are
slaver
slavers.
brand on their forehead.
Possibly, I guess it could be argued, but the thing is it's not. It doesn't have a precedence already set. Like that's not
Yeah.
something that's commonly done to slavers yet, and so doing it, people might not get what it means just glancing at them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's an interesting idea. The symbolism is fine, but it's not something that's commonly done already, so it might not be understood.
Is there like
Alright, well-
I'm not sure if there would be, but I imagine, is there like a unified symbol for slavers? Like
You-
some
you're
banner
not-
that they crowd under?
You're not honestly sure. You'd have to go back and discuss things in New Bastion a little bit more to figure that out.
That would take too much time.
Yeah,
I
if
wouldn't
there
have seen
was
it
some
somewhere
sort
or
of
anything like that.
If you had, you wouldn't have recognized the significance of it, honestly.
So Groff collects rings. Like right now, he doesn't collect them. I mean, he's collecting those rings. His plan is to bury them somewhere. He doesn't want to give them to people. He wants to bury them. He doesn't want them getting into the market.
if we had some sort of a permanent one-way portal we could throw them through.
Black.
Something that would like
Only.
Crush
just
them.
irrevocably destroy them and remove them from the universe entirely, if you know what I mean, Beatrix.
You know, I think we just need to actually make a trip to the mountain in which the rings were forged. And
That's so far away. I don't think we have time for that in the scope of this session.
Let me
This is
just
the
get
only
my
session.
turtle boat, and we'll get on it.
I'm gonna
Yeah, let
summon
me
some
just, like,
eagles.
sprout Groff's wings and so just
no,
fly
I
there.
summon the eagles.
As you guys are thinking about what to do with these rings and these slavers, Korik would appear back with all of you, and he'd suggest that them being such lousy excuses for sentient beings, that they should take some permanent mark for what they've done to atone for it.
I have
Yeah,
no
that's what
idea.
I was saying.
Groff would be like, why? Groff wouldn't get it. He really wouldn't get that. I understand it, but Groff wouldn't understand it at all.
I think
It
it's
would be impossible.
unnecessary.
Eh?
It's up to everyone here, honestly.
Yeah, it's basically up to everyone. I don't care.
I wouldn't take part in it.
I think
Would
it's-
you
someone
attempt to
just needs-
stop it?
Someone just
I
needs
probably
to
wouldn't
lay the
actually
hand down
stop.
and make a decision here because
I wouldn't
nobody wants to make the decision.
I wouldn't actively stop it, but I don't think that it's our job to be creative.
Yeah,
law.
we're not the judges. We're not adjudicators.
Yeah.
That's not our job. We were just kind of sent to stop them, and that we have.
And to be fair, like half the people in New Bastion are guilty of it because
Yeah, that's
they
true.
moved.
Yeah, but they've also, I mean,
Abolish it. But
they're being killed pretty rapidly. I mean, they're given the chance to turn away.
what alignment? What alignment is the bard?
Chaotic good.
You're awfully quick to cut off fingers for a chaotic good character. You sound like lawful evil to me.
Not
I
if they're considered. Not if they're doing what's considered an evil act. It's
I
perfect.
don't know. I'm thinking like not.
Well, have
Shodax,
y'all? Has anybody ever read a book series called Guardians of the Flame?
Nope.
Nah.
It was about it's a kind of an older book from like the 80s, and these college students are playing D&D, or at least the book's version of D&D, and end up being transported into the D&D world.
That sounds
And yeah, it's a pretty good book, but one of the kind of major plot points through it is that they see slavery in this new world they're in, and one of the guys just gets very, very into the concept of just ending slavery in the world completely, and just starts going on a rampage, and they end up inventing like guns and building a new city and like freeing a slave dragon. But this guy goes around and basically declares full all-out war on the slavers in this world.
funny.
And that's kind of what I'm seeing, Fnordson is doing here. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really get into the backstory for him, but I could see,
Honestly, what you could probably end up doing then is when you get back to Sebastian, you would be discussing these things, and you would find out probably about the Hammers of the Law,
You would
who are
join-
basically the enforcers.
Yeah.
Jen, why don't you go ahead and tell them about the
You
Hammers of
would
the Law?
be actually, if you were just focused on slavers, Algren, if you did the right things, if you got the right notice, which you would, being a New Bastion, you would be inducted into his chapter of the Steel Falcons, which is an ancient secret order following.
It's actually a prestige class in
following
Pathfinder.
the teachings of Talmador, but they are guardians of freedom and just stalwart. They are the bane to everything slaver. If it harms freedom, if it takes away freedom in the world, they are strictly opposed to it. They're like
Right, and
paladins
that's-
against slavers.
That's how
So-
I see chaotic good as being, and especially
Yeah.
Nordson.
Freedom fighters.
Then
Right.
he would
Fighters.
probably be a shoe-in for joining the Hammers of the Law, who are the enforcers of the town of New Bastion, and basically been put in charge of ridding the area of the slavery so that they can fully integrate with the rest of society.
That's
So
Right, I would
if
have
this
to-
was more than a one shot, that is absolutely something I would consider right now. But it's a one shot.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that Fnordson would be at least partly aware of these guys. And so, okay, screw the cutting off the fingers thing. This is much more appropriate. So I guess
Yeah.
we take him prisoner and take him back there, or what do we do?
To figure that out.
Your way
We
back
probably
to
need some help with
the
that.
others.
Oh wait, no, we wouldn't need some help with that. We have all these nice new rings.
Exactly, right?
There we go. So we can switch the rings.
We don't even need to give them. We don't want to give the master rings to the slaves. That would be a bad idea. We want to
No,
keep the
no.
master rings.
We keep the master rings, put the slave rings on the slavers, at least until we get back to the city, and then take them off.
That sounds good. I think actually Groff would agree with that. We got to put them there until we can get them back to the city. He might be lawful good. I might have got. Oh wait, no, he can't be lawful good. He's a barbarian.
Korik Bluebottle would offer very kindly to be the ring bearer. It's actually the best option here, because if he wears all the rings, he can just disappear with them, and there's no chance of them. If he dies,
He
or
can only
something
wear
happens to
one
him-
of them.
Can I only
Admittedly,
wear one?
If Groff is wearing the ring, nothing would.
Yeah,
We
you
can wear
One
two.
per hand. One per hand. And if you already have a divisibility ring, you can't wear a second.
I can wear. Yeah,
So
I can wear one.
yeah, giving Groff at least one would probably be a good idea because he's big, and he's the most honest character I have. No, the second most honest character I've ever made.
By the way, these rings only allow people to scry your location and see what you're doing. Doesn't actually make them.
But they can't take it off, so they'd never be able to hide from us if they ran off.
Yeah.
We'd be able to find them, but
It's basically
So-
GPS locator.
So I'm thinking what we need to do is put the slave, give Groff one master ring.
how many
Put
master rings are there?
What?
How many master rings are there? Or
There's
can we link all the
probably
slave
about
rings
half
to
a
one
dozen.
master ring?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
How about we each take one?
That could be good too.
Let's link all the slave rings, all the ex-slavers to one master ring, and I agree that Groff would be a good candidate. And let's let's free all the slaves, give them some food and maybe a couple gold coins to get started, and they can come with
Lead
us
them
if they
back to town.
want.
Yeah.
And let's just take these slavers and bring them to justice.
Groff would
And-
gladly give me to give slave the recently free slave houses.
Yeah,
So
and loot the hell out of this camp.
Yeah.
Actually,
You guys-
Korik would
Set
take you over to his pile of. He just has a massive
He's
pile
already got
in the
all
back
the
corner of the
loot.
camp, just with everything valuable on it. Like, oh, it's over there.
It's actually not even a pile. It is a surprisingly well organized by weight, value, and size. Like organizational chart.
how
of
did
all
you
the
do that so quickly?
He actually wrote up a full inventory sheet for this.
Yeah,
Listen.
it's got a ledger and it's got a.
And you find
Oh my god,
that
he
he
has
looted.
a ledger.
he
No,
looted
Dad.
exactly 3,256 gold, 75 copper and 75 silver and 26 copper worth of items.
You are insane to calculate all that.
And now we have
I
to
didn't. I made it up on the spot.
And now we have to file the taxes on it
Yes.
because
What
taxes?
D&D is.
Yes. D&D is work in real life.
This
Wow,
is
taxes.
why I love this character. I feel like everyone was like, "Why do you want to play a rogue who sucks at combat?" Like, no, you have no idea.
He doesn't suck at combat. He makes combat on his own terms.
Yeah. He just
You only have
steals
to
everything.
be good at combat if you end up in combat. If you can avoid it,
You just avoid combat all the time.
Exactly.
No. You initiate combat on your own terms. You just make sure the odds are stacked in your favor.
And then-
completely.
Even if everything else fails, you have a friend who is you have a half-orc friend, a full
You-
orc friend,
Yeah.
and
You take
And
away their
Lizard.
fortifications,
Lizard.
you take away their weapons, you take away their home ground advantage, and then you get a big orc, and it solves all the combat problems.
I really want to continue this campaign. Oh my god, because I could see so many places where this could just be the best thing ever.
Yeah, we've got what, like another half hour or another hour and a half?
We do.
Really?
But if you guys don't mind, I would actually like to take this time to just get prepared for the next session because I'm actually re-rolling my character for Foss,
Yep.
and I believe the few people who need to finish their characters for the Foss session.
Ah,
So if you don't
okay.
mind, I'd like to take this time to actually cancel it up early and let them help people prepare for the Foss session.
Who all is going to
Okay.
be playing in the Foss?
I am. I know that. Den is DMing. I'm playing. Alex, I believe, is playing.
I do.
Let me
not
check the
know.
roster. Session 7. It's Alex, Chris Fossier, who's not online. Noah Jenkins, who's online. Fnor is playing. Alex is playing, and I'm playing. So it looks like it's going to be you, Fnor, me, Alex, and Noah.
Cool.
I'm not actually sure. Alex, are you going to play or not? Because I haven't gotten any messages from you. I sent you a message an hour ago that I could throw together a sheet for you while we were playing this, but
We have 20 minutes if you
Yeah.
want to get together with the three of you and work on your sheets quick.
But if you don't want to play, you can just say so. It's cool. If you're tired or
Yeah,
whatever,
it's not a big deal.
it's not
Don't
a
worry.
big deal.
Yeah, no, I think I actually might pass out.
All
Get
right.
Pretty,
Okay, that's fine, dude.
exhausted
Yeah.
there.
Take it easy.
Fedora,
Thanks
do you have
for,
a finished character?
Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Man, I want to continue this
this-
campaign.
Yeah,
Sad
this
that
would
we don't
be.
get to keep going with this. This is like a really good campaign. Like,
Yeah,
this is a really good game.
It's not even the campaign. I really think it's the world that I've been able to make that people have so much things to do. I actually have. I can link it to you here. Hold on. I'm going to show you. I actually have a full wiki site dedicated to the lore of this world that I'm keeping track of everything.
Well, that's
Good
cool
God.
because
Like-
it's a lot of player-made stuff. Like,
Yeah, that helps.
I mean,
Basically, New Bastion, our home, the Dwarf Lands, the way that Kelbridge is right now, the way that Old Bastion is, all of that stuff wouldn't exist without player intervention. Like,
Exactly.
and Flurgenspiel, Nurgen, School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and all that craziness that happens, that's all player-made
There
stuff.
is even in Kelbridge City, in the wall of the castle, there is an extremely large boulder
Yep.
that used to be the mount of Boomy, wherein Florgenspiel would cast Ant Hull on Boomy and cast Lighten Object on the rock giant boulder. Boomy would throw it with all his might with a rope attached to him and then jump after it.
That's how he traveled. And he nailed
Yep.
the side of the castle wall and broke into the actual, like, king's court. And so we all appeared at the same place because I was flying after him on my Pegasus. And so
Of course.
And so I dismount and I get surrounded by guards, and the guards are like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's okay, I got this." And so I mend wall, but I add the Flurgenspiel Nurgen flavor. So the wall is actually in the shape of a large boulder, just like the enlarged version of Boomy's mount. And it has a single magic mouth on it that just mutters, "Magic, magic, 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 magic."
Anytime someone says the word magic,
Yeah,
it
anytime
echoes
someone
it
says
back
magic.
several times.
Nice.
As a result, the king, out of pure frustration, has banned the word magic in the throne room because all of the court wizards think the magic mouth is hilarious, and they do not want to dispel it.
Man, if you decide to keep running this campaign, I don't know.
I'm in right away.
Yeah, I don't know when you might do it, but I'd like
I
to play
honestly
again.
have no idea right now.
There needs to be more adventures of Groff and Korik and others.
Oh, there can be. I can guarantee that. If you guys ever want to run one shots at any time, I can play. I can continue running random one shots here and there. That's totally fine.
I'm sorry for throwing the rest of you to the side, but when you get Korik stealing stuff and Groff screaming at things, that's just all the information you need.
Exactly. And you guys can the rest you can always roll up different characters that you really find interesting to join in these adventures, of course.
I really want to see Groff and Boomy together.
Oh my god!
Yeah? Why would you do that?
It would just
Thank
make
you
my life so happy.
By the way, Groff and Boomy pretty much talk the exact same.
It
way.
would be the same.
I actually,
We would have as conversations.
Ian, do you want to know what Groff would look like at 12th level? Because I have it built.
You built Boomy. Well, Groff isn't an oracle.
No. I built Boomy as a barbarian, and that's what he looks like at 12th level.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's terrifying.
It is kind of
Oh,
terrifying.
you're half.
It's pretty hilarious
It's
too.
literally
Oh wow.
insane.
It is actually.
Oh my
He
god, you had the
even-
same concepts I did here.
He even
Yeah.
wields a
Dump everything.
sword. He really is the same.
Holy, this is insane. This is exactly the same, except
Yeah.
for I don't have a ranged weapon.
This is a come and
scream.
get me
That's my range
barbarian.
Yeah.
Screaming is my ranged weapon.
No, the come and get me barbarian actually provokes attacks. He gets attacks of opportunity literally all the time. You 5-foot step, he gets an attack of opportunity. You move, he gets an attack of opportunity. You attack, he attacks you first. You attack of opportunity on him, he attacks of opportunity on you back.
First.
Everything you do anywhere near him provokes.
Yeah. He's like, you move.
Oh my
boom.
god. I feel like my health total is pathetic though, because my health total is only 77.
Oh, it'll get better.
Yeah, it'll get better.
All you need to do is go after
So
High
pathetic.
Con, and you get a lot of health.
The
Oh, yeah,
spoiler
my con is
is
not bad.
every time take Chord of Stubborn Resolve. Chord of Stubborn Resolve and the Invulnerable Rager archetype together.
Yes.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that this time because I was deliberately trying not to be too stupidly
Oh,
broken.
of course. That's totally.
Well, the Chord of Stubborn Resolve just lets you hop in and out of rage at will. It's really not that crazy.
that's-
It's just handy.
No,
And
I meant
because of
I avoided the invulnerable rager this time because I was trying
Yeah.
not to be stupidly broken.
because of Invulnerable
Oh, you have-
Rager, even at 7th level, your DR is doubled against non-lethal, so you're looking at DR 6 versus non-lethal damage, which means the amulet stops dealing damage to you at 6th level. And you can just hop in and out of rage at will, taking no damage. Ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is insane. I just get happy when I see my 2d6 plus 6 plus 1d6 fire. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's not raging, by the way. Like, when I'm not raging, I do, like, basically 46 damage almost. No, it's 3d6
+6.
plus a guaranteed, like, max d6.
Well, you saw
It's
Algrim
awesome.
earlier. He's the example of what happens when
I did-
I build
I did-
martial characters.
I wasn't watching the stream.
Okay.
I was doing other things.
Algrim is a Giantsbane dwarf. He's part of the Giantsbane line of dwarves, and today he finally met a giant, and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
And he one-shot
I
it.
one-shot it. I one-shot this giant. We faced off, and I'm like, nope, and one-shot the giant with a throw.
I'm somewhat upset that I didn't get to full attack this game.
I'm
This
sorry.
this guy is he's actually basically the chief marshal of New Bastion.
Okay,
Awesome.
we seriously do need to go now, though, so we
Yeah,
can
we
prepare
do.
for stuff. Nord, do you have the character fully prepared now?
Oh, me? Yeah.
Yeah,
Your character-
I fixed his character earlier.
Okay.
So he's good to go.
Well,
he
I
was,
gotta actually go remake my character because I decided against the one I currently have. Then I'm gonna make a Master Kinetics and
Yep.
Apprentice Earth Mage,
I don't know how that's going
Cool.
to play out, but it should be interesting.
throwing rocks with science.
Yep.
Are we staying in the same Roll20 map?
No.
Or not map, but
No,
same room?
Then is gonna link Foss. Don't worry.
You actually
Alright,
need
so
to because
I-
I'm not actually. I don't have the rights to. That. Oh no!
You're right.
Wait. Do I or don't I? I don't even know.
You
You
should.
should. I mean, aren't you jamming it?
If you can just copy and paste from that Roll20
No,
map,
I.
you can.
What it is, he is technically
Yeah.
GM of that session because that way we have dynamic lighting on the.
I'm
Ah.
a mentor on Roll20, and so I
Big spender.
dynamic lighting
Yeah.
and the Roll20 API and everything.
Yeah.
So I have
need to get-
a script that runs in the background. Every time you roll in the Foss campaign, it auto-calculates your degrees of success.
Normally
Nice.
it doesn't matter,
That's
but we
cool.
thought since we were live streaming this whole thing, we should try to make Roll20 look good and get the dynamic
Yeah.
lighting going.
So people could see the DOS as we're talking about it. It auto-calculates and displays it for you because of the script that I wrote.